Relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Here's to you and yours from the friendly folks at In Good Spirits, your upscale liquor store in Fort Smith. At In Good Spirits, they've got what your taste buds are craving, including flavorful wines from around the world, scrumptious brandies and liqueurs, tempting whiskeys and beers, and fine cigars. Treat yourself to the best as you listen to the game. Check out In Good Spirits, 12100 Highway 71 South, across from Riley Farms in Fort Smith.
Hi, this is Melissa with True Grit Running Company. Is someone special to you missing out on life because of foot pain? Let's face it, if your feet hurt, you don't want to go anywhere. Give the gift of freedom. Check out our store for all kinds of options to benefit your special someone. We have perfect gifts for those suffering from a variety of foot issues, such as plantar fasciitis, bunions, tendonitis, diabetes care, neuropathy, or just tired and achy feet. Visit us today at True Grit Running Company, 6808 Rogers Avenue, Suite B, behind Chick-fil-A.
It's the all-you-can-eat breakfast buffet at Golden Corral. Come in and enjoy the endless breakfast buffet with carved ham, tender pork chops, pancakes, French toast, made-to-order eggs and omelets, and, of course, the biscuits and gravy. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. And from 8 to 9:30, seniors get all this plus a drink for only $8.99. Golden Corral, 1801 South Waldron, Fort Smith. Order online at goldencorral.com for curbside pickup or delivery. Golden Corral, the only one for everyone.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Tonight, we should be clear to partly cloudy with a very slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm across the north overnight, dropping down in the upper 60s to near 70. Partly to mostly sunny with a chance of scattered showers and storms Tuesday, a high upper 80s north, mid-90s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.com. KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 16 days.
You're a high school football coach in Texas. What is the perception of Arkansas football when you have kids interested in Fayetteville and Coach Pittman's program?
Yeah, I mean, it's down. And, of course, we're surrounded by powers, Texas to our south and Oklahoma to our north. A&M's around the corner. And, you know, we got SMU and TCU in our backyard, and UNT's up the road, and Texas Tech is out west. You know, so we're surrounded with just names and names and names. But Arkansas is unique. It definitely rings a bell. I know Fayetteville's a beautiful place. So I think once kids actually go and see it, it changes their perspective of what they might have thought it was. You do have to pass quite a bit of schools coming from the Metroplex to go there.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios. Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
And we welcome you in to a Bandwagon Tuesday edition of the Morning Rush. We heard Coach Michael Odell there. He's the head coach of the Louisville Fighting Farmers. Taylor Green's old high school coach, talking about Arkansas and who you have to counter now in the Southeastern Conference with Texas, Oklahoma. Tommy, you mentioned LSU before the show, something you've had to deal with for a while. They've gone into several Texas high school over the years and gotten some really talented players. But you look at up and down Arkansas's roster, guys that you've had a chance to talk with lately, or listen to, I should say, lately in media sessions. Jaquindon Jackson, Texas kid. Taylor Green, Texas kid. Andrew Armstrong, your best wide receiver, Texas kid. Roddy Hill, Texas kid. I mean, Tommy, it is littered with Texas players, something that you weren't able to capitalize, unfortunately, at the tail end of the Brett Bielema era, trying to get back into that. and have at least gotten some guys on campus lately that have had an impact on your football program.
Yeah, and all of that's all that's still going to be a backbone for building for your future. But do we deprioritize a little bit in that regard with the portal now, because you're getting half the players you replace each year or more in Arkansas's case from the portal? I mean, yeah, you still got to have a presence there. And, I'm not going full Brett Bielema and saying we don't need to recruit Texas kids. But I'm just saying, I don't want to say you can be more selective. But I think the emphasis of having to go get 10 to 12, 13, 14 kids out of the Dallas metro, that triangle down there, I don't think is what it was 5 years ago or 10 years ago now.
Yeah,
because you may go get a Texas kid that was playing at Louisiana Tech that turned out to be a little more of a diamond in the rough, and he comes to your school. I mean, I was looking we're going to do wide receivers today in the Pradco Pyramid of Power. We did running backs last week. We've done quarterback. Transfers are about half of these players we're looking to put in that top 6 or 8. So don't want to downplay the importance of recruiting a kid out of a place like Louisville, Texas, or any other of the powerhouses in Texas. But, half of what you're going to go get anymore is going to be a little more proven commodity that there's game tape on at the college level elsewhere. Still important. Better have some recruiters down there. Better have some relationships with head coaches. But you're not going down there to build the base of your program each and every year like you have in the past.
Here's what I would say, and I've noticed this with Arkansas the last few years. You're more often than not, you're not going to get the high-profile Texas kid the first time around, but you might get him the second.
Yeah.
I.e. Drew Sanders, i.e. Landon Jackson. Both had interest in Arkansas initially out of high school. Didn't select the Razorbacks. One went to Bama, one went to LSU. Hit the portal, come home. Jaden Hazelwood, that was more of a connection with his whole high school football coach, who I guess is, I'm forgetting who that was, but is no longer here. Jimmy Smith, I guess. Jimmy Smith, I think it was the connection there at Cedar Grove, if I remember that right. So you've got these guys that will end up probably at blue blood schools from the jump. But if you maintain relationships, if you have good visits with them and they remember that, then you'll have a chance to land them the second time around. Like Landon's little brother, I think his name's Lance, 4-star kid currently committed to Texas. I don't know if
Landon Jackson.
Landon Jackson. Ronnie Ringo's little brother Ryan, who's at Texas. Both those guys. Ryan's on campus. Lance is going to be a senior this year, I think, and then at Pleasant Grove, and then is going to end up there.
You're right.
Maybe those two guys that you get the second time around, if they decide to transfer. I don't know if they're going to or not, but it's those. That's what I foresee with Arkansas, with Texas kids, not just the diamonds in the rough that you speak of, but the blue chippers that you can maybe get the second go around.
And you may get some of those guys the first time around. There's 5 options now, and speaking with Green's coach yesterday, I just stopped and think about it. Obviously, is Texas 1 on the list? I don't know. I'm not a Texas kid. Texas A&M 2, Oklahoma 3, is Oklahoma 2? I don't know. There's 5 options there, and LSU is one he didn't mention. But 5 SEC options is what I'm speaking of. Then he mentioned SMU, which they have raised a ton of money. They kind of got a quirky deal with the ACC, but they've got a ton of NIL money. Don't sleep on SMU as far as ability to take care of recruits and do some things. They've got a deep alumni with deep pockets, and I think Brett Lashley's got a war chest there. He's a name to keep an eye on. They're going to have a tough road to hoe moving into the ACC. When do they start in the ACC?
Thought it was this year. Maybe it's not.
I hadn't looked at SMU's schedule. But point being, I know they're a half share member for a while and all that. But point being, there's a lot of options for great play. Great players.
No, listen, they don't get any ACC money for like 7 or 8 years.
Right, but then they're a half share for a while. It's a weird deal, but it's not a good deal, is what it is. But my point is, they've raised a bunch of NIL money.
They're in it this year.
They're going to be able to get players.
It's hard, like that for example. It's hard to fully grasp that Oregon, Washington, USC, UCLA, they are Big Ten teams now. It's hard to grasp that California and SMU are ACC teams now. And you
see it on TV in October and November, and it's not a non-conference game. It'll we'll get used to it.
It's just
we don't care as fans, as consumers. We just want to see good competitive games where someone's trying to knock someone's head off. That's what we really want to see is a good physical brand of football that has dynamic athletic plays. I mean, that's all I want to see.
Yeah.
And it goes down to the wire. And what more can I ask for?
And the AP poll comes out, and I know you're not a big fan of polls, but I did find it interesting, something I'll ask Tom about, because if I remember so correctly, he's an AP voter. The top 9 teams are, with the exception of Notre Dame, which I honestly think is a Big Ten school. It's just inevitable that they're going to be a part of the Big Ten until then. What I found interesting is every team except, with the exception of Notre Dame, is SEC or Big Ten. 2 conferences. That's it. No ACC, there's no Pac-12 anymore, no Big 12. It's just those 2 teams. We saw Michigan win a national championship last year. This will be something we get it with Tom when we get it with y'all. How close the Big Ten is to the Southeastern Conference. I think it's closer than we want to admit. I really do. I think with NIL and the changing now, and we saw Michigan beat the SEC team last year for a national championship, I don't think the SEC is on as big a pedestal as it was 5 years ago.
Michigan and Ohio State are close. Who else is close in that conference?
I think Oregon.
Well, maybe now, but I mean, Oregon hasn't been, obviously, in the Big Ten. I think they're 3rd in the AP poll right now. So I'll grant you that one. But, I mean, traditional Big Ten roster, it's been
Michigan, Ohio State. That's it.
And then Wisconsin kind of raises their hand a little bit every now and then.
They got a big game week 3 against hosting Bama.
SEC, I mean, you could run through, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, Florida. I mean, you keep going down Auburn, the roster of teams that have won titles and have been contenders for titles. There is a difference. That's why I don't think the SEC and the Big Ten are even close. Big show announcement coming up at 8 a.m. You guys are doing a great job of already guessing on the text machine this morning.
Taking guesses all morning
long. You can keep doing that if you wish. 8 a.m. We'll have the scoop for you then. Brought to you by Farm Credit. If it's time to spruce up your existing home or even build a brand new one, you can trust the experts at Farm Credit of Western Arkansas to help you choose the right financing options that's perfect for you and your family. Visit myaglender.com. That's myaglender.com, or drop by any of Farm Credit's 25 locations today and get started on building more family memories.
All right, we got more of a Bandwagon Tuesday to get to next.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Good morning, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call today. And good morning to this great fan base.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Do you have trouble getting in and out of the bathtub? Are you afraid you'll slip and fall entering or exiting a tub? Safe Step walk-in tubs can transform your bathtub from an area of concern to a calming refuge. Call them today at 1-800-731-4558 and save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs and showers are proudly made in Tennessee and offer an ultra-low step-in, avoiding that difficult climb over a traditional bathtub wall. They also offer a variety of therapeutic benefits that may help soothe your aching muscles and joints, increasing your mobility, boosting your energy, and improving your sleep. Safe Step walk-in tubs are designed to easily fit your existing tub space and are often installed in as little as 1 day. Just dial 1-800-731-4558 today to save $1,600 and receive a free shower package. That's 1-800-731-4558 for a free no-obligation consultation and to save $1,600. Safe Step walk-in tubs. Safety never felt so good.
This is the Morning Rush.
Give me the hogs, Chuck. Give me the hogs.
Are you tired of processed meat and flimsy sandwiches? Subchain's gotten to your last nerve? Then I have the place for you. Come see my buddy Josefa at Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. Locally sourced meat sliced daily and fresh breads from Harvest Moon Bakery. Daily specials announced on Facebook, including the Poke Bowl every Friday and Saturday. For to-go orders, call 479-567-3403.
My name is Lily. My Papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today. Honey, I found a great new house for us to buy. Look at the photos.
Yeah? Who's gonna clean that big house?
We'll hire a housekeeper.
And who's gonna mow all that grass?
I will, on the weekends.
And who will get the kids to school?
We'll start a neighborhood couple.
You thought of everything, didn't you?
Yeah.
Except, who's gonna sell this house we're living in now?
Nick and Ellie Glidewell. nickandellie.com. Equal housing opportunity, Sagely and Edwards Realtors.
Brothers Roofing and Restoration, a licensed and insured local roofing contractor in Arkansas. Since his playing days for the Hogs, Brother Alexander has been on rooftops, many years as an adjuster, and in the past decade as a roofing contractor. He knows how to help you through the insurance process while replacing your roof using only the industry's best materials. And being a lifelong Arkansan, he'll be here to stand behind his workmanship and warranty. Call 479-353-3877 to arrange a time for Brother and his team to inspect your roof.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Colorworks Paint and Body in Barling offers professional automotive painting, bodywork, and fabrication that is unsurpassed in talent and dedication. Owner Andy Harrod uses the latest in collision repair technology to ensure all damage is addressed, whether it's visible or hidden, and works with all insurance companies. Andy and his crew have the experience and commitment to give you complete trust in the repair of your vehicle, no matter the size of the job. Colorworks is located at 1206 4th Street in Barling, across from Dollar General, and is on Facebook, where you can check out their work.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back, plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals. At WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Whether you are fishing a jetty on the Arkansas River or working around laydowns at Beaver, Washita, or Table Rock, the Heddon Super Spook Jr. is the topwater bait to call up summer bass. The Super Spook Jr. is a smaller version of the world's most famous topwater lure. The Spook is the original walk-the-dog lure and has been tricking big bass for almost 100 years. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Heddon Super Spook Jr.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. It's August, it's hot, and it's time to flip the lot. So we're giving you the best we've got. Save up to $6,000 on red tag clearance prices on a fantastic selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus up to $2,000 extra for your trade and no payments for 90 days. They've all got to go, right down to the bare asphalt. Get a great deal on a great car now and help us flip the lot. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Good morning, Tommy, and I had a complete brain loss.
Here's Silvers. Under pressure, set. Landon Jackson.
All your favorite podcasts in one place. The Hit That Line Podcast Network. Just search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts.
All right, a couple texts to sift through here this morning. Jeremy in Clarksville saying that he reached out on social media to Paris Hilton to let her know a famous guy from Arkansas has offered her free room and board if needed in the pool house.
Who was that?
That'd be me, man.
A famous guy from Arkansas?
That's what Jeremy was talking about. We'll be happy to do so.
Well,
my first question, if Nicole
my
Richie,
question was, who was the famous guy?
The first question I'd ask if Nicole Richie and Paris Hilton ever graced our studios is, how are y'all still this stunning all these years later? And then they'd blush, and the interview would go eloquently.
They would roll their eyes at both of us and move on.
I think they'd think I was cute, but that's neither here nor there.
So.
Let me think that. Bobby from Ashdown also points out in our last conversation about Texas, I've never seen a guy more high on this Tredarian Ball kid. He's the class of 2026 Texarkana running back that's currently committed to Oregon. Maybe you can flip him, Bobby. I don't know. It seems like he's headed out west, unfortunately.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Again, announcement coming up at 8 a.m. It's Taco Tuesday at Joe's Grill and Cantina. Favorite day of the week to go there. $1 crunchy beef and chicken tacos. You can get some sides. Really affordable to go with that. Free chips and salsa. They got great queso, too. And looking forward to all the specials they're going to have during football season. I was talking with Wade and the crew yesterday. They got some really cool stuff worked up for you for football season this year at Joe's. Some more TVs and newer TVs coming in. Different game day specials that they're going to start this year. So looking forward to a great football season to watch the Hogs at Joe's coming up. $1 tacos all day long from lunch all the way till close tonight. Joe's Grill and Cantina. They're on South 74th Street across from Harps in Fort Smith.
You've had some unique occurrences during the morning rush. In the history of sports talk radio, there's been various things that you have to counter. There's various things you have to go through.
Mm-hmm.
You ever had to go through an earthquake before?
Yes.
Mid-show?
No.
Okay.
But didn't know it was an earthquake till someone, it was so mild. I didn't know it was until I was here in the building, and it was before the show. But didn't know it was an earthquake till someone told me afterwards.
Okay. Well, Malika Andrews, who does a lot of stuff for ESPN,
Right.
particularly in the NBA side of things, mid-show has this occur.
And it was so much fun to see, particularly the crowd sort of getting behind. We have a bit of an earthquake here in Los Angeles, so we're just going to make sure that our studio lights, everything stays safe, everything's shaking. You good, Mylan? Everybody good? All right, thank you so much for bearing with us through that. Our studio was shaking just a little bit. Tarsi, if you're still good in the studio and everyone's still good. All right, so this is what I want to show you now. Rebecca, I appreciate you just bearing with us here.
You see how small or smooth and calm she is throughout that?
She's a pro.
That was pretty remarkable. And she's only like in her 20s. To be
See,
able
I would probably stay smooth and calm because I wouldn't know what's going on. Because we are so oblivious to earthquakes here because when we do get them, they're like tremors. They get them out there. I mean, there's no doubt about what you're dealing with. But, I mean, I can't imagine trying to keep my wits about me when the earth is literally shaking underneath my feet.
I'm forgetting the team LSU played back in, I believe, the 90s in Death Valley maybe it was the 80s when they caused that earthquake.
It wasn't an earthquake, but anyway, registered on the
Richter scale, whatever, the Richter scale, whatever it was. But I just thought that was I thought that was pretty cool. I'd be like, what's going on? But she just kind of went through it.
She knew exactly what was going on.
Smooth as
Of course, when the lights start swaying, it's probably, a pretty good clue.
Like if
we don't have a lot of chandeliers here in the studio, if you can. I know that's hard to imagine out there listening this morning, but we don't have a lot of chandeliers in here.
You mentioned not having earthquakes. Where would we go if there was a tornado near us? The bathroom?
Probably this hall just outside the studio.
Okay. I was thinking about
of all the places to be or get underneath the console, probably be the safest place. But this building we're in, I mean, when I say built rock solid, it is built out of rocks. The outside, it's like those thick plaster. I mean, because you've seen us try to drill a hole into the exterior walls here. Impossible. Tried to hang a TV on an outside wall. Can't be done. I mean, we've had drill bits brought in from like the oil field. They can't get through these walls. So I am not worried too much about probably the safest building in the area is the one we're in for a tornado.
My house has a basement, and that everyone says the first thing everyone says is like, "Oh, if a tornado hits it, you'll be fine." I was like, "Well, I don't want a tornado to obviously hit my house," but that was where everyone that's where everyone kind of goes on that. But
lowest floor, most centralized room. That's where you go.
I just thought that was a cool for her react the way she did. We got a chance to.
I don't know what we would do if some kind of catastrophe. We've had the lights go out here. We've had lightning hit the building. I mean, I bet in 2 weeks I will start my 21st year here at the company. August 26th is my anniversary date, and we have had a lot of things happen over 20 years.
Well, I got to come up with another CJ's Trivia Tuesday question. That was going to be it.
Oh, was it? Well,
yes. I didn't tell you that, but that was.
I would know the answer.
I was going to tie. Well, I know you would, but our audience wouldn't. I was going to tie that.
Save it for a couple of weeks when we hit the date.
Yeah, I was going to tie that into kind of our announcement coming up.
I was wondering why your hands were hitting your head like that. I'm like, What?
I thought it was a good because we rarely do show content Trivia
Yeah.
Tuesday question, but that would actually be a good one. But I should have told you that before the fact. But I'll come up with
The only
something.
thing I've got with a longer, I guess, days and weeks in your streak is my marriage. I've worked here. I got married in March of 04, and I started work here in August of 04. So just, been married about as long as, just a little bit longer than I've worked here.
Which has been smoother.
Oh, working here. I'm actually in charge here to a degree.
To a degree, not the other way around. Well,
it's a lot more questionable at home.
It's like the injury reports come out.
It's questionable.
Was Tommy playing this week or not? Oh, he's got a Q. He's got a Q next to his name. All right, when we come back, we'll get into some of this Marcus Woodson stuff. The Arkansas passing coordinator on defense had a chance to talk with the media yesterday. We also heard from Danico Slaughter, TJ Metcalf, and Jaden Johnson, too. So we'll get a little what they have to say. And I got to figure out a new CJ's Trivia Tuesday question.
Start working on that. Sorry about that.
Oh,
if you need a place to stay in Northwest Arkansas, Ty always chooses the Inn at the Mill. If we need to get a room for ourselves or for family members, it's centrally located in the heart of Northwest Arkansas, just off the Johnson exit. That's exit 69. So close to campus, close to the AMP, close to Crystal Bridges, close to shopping, and great food as well. So if you're in town for the game or just a great weekend away, go to the Inn at the Mill. 479-443-1800 is their number. 479-443-1800 or book online at innatthemill.com.
We'll hear from those, and we'll continue on here in a Bandwagon Tuesday. Got a few other funny stories I'd like to get into. Plus, we'll hear more from Coach Michael Odell.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
How about old Bart Bielema? RPI stands for real pizza intake on him.
You're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hey, this is former Razorback Jalen Williams, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best things in life never.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
It's a dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse. Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
The dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie. Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite. White perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie bait.
Off Hillis. Peyton Hillis being chased, but will not be caught. 65-yard touchdown.
Subscribe to the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, and share.
All right, we welcome you back into the Morning Rush. We got some Arkansas football to discuss as we're only 16 days out from August the 29th, with the Razorbacks will host the Golden Lions in Little Rock War Memorial Stadium. Coincidentally, last time you played Oklahoma State was in Little Rock. We're gonna tie our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question around the Cowboys. Not ask about the Little Rock game, but another game in recent past. And we'll do that coming up in about 15 minutes. But for now, we talk about what some current Arkansas players and coaches had to say.
Man, I am starving. Fell asleep early last night. Didn't wake up till this morning. Today, great place to go to lunch would be where? Hardee's, right? You or Big C going to be out there today?
Big C.
Big C there. Rogers Avenue location in Fort Smith. 11-1. We're down to just a handful of opportunities to qualify for the Football Trip of a Lifetime giveaway. If you can eat a Monster Burger in 150 seconds or less, we'll give you a seat at the table where you could win that trip to see the Cowboys and the Eagles coming up in November. That's always a great game. And your chance to qualify today, also again on Thursday, and then next Saturday. On the 24th, we give this baby away. So running out of chances to qualify. What are we up to, like 10 or 12 qualifiers at this point?
12.
12. So we got about 4 more opportunities for seats at the table. Hardee's today, Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith. Stop by and see Big C between 11 and 1. Your chance to qualify for the Football Trip of a Lifetime from Hardee's. ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
We've had some injuries with Arkansas football in fall camp. The offensive line is the one that stands out to me with Patrick Kudus and the back stuff that he's been dealing with, but the secondary's also had some guys that have sat out. Luckily, according to Coach Woodson, you've gotten some guys back, like Jaheim Singletary, the former Georgia transfer, and then Marquise Robinson, the South Alabama guy.
Jaheim came in today, and from what I saw just from the field, I got to go see film, but, I mean, it is like he picked up right where he left off. And, you know, he's really been climbing as well in terms of just improving daily. Then Cuddy, Marquise Robinson. I mean, his energy is contagious to the room, and that's what we needed. He's a high energy guy. He loved football. He loved to compete, and he's done a really good job as well, just in terms of adapting to the culture that we have in the defensive back room.
So those are, again, 2 transfers. One you got from last season. Jaheim played on the team last year, and then Marquise you got in the offseason, guys that have been injured and coming back. It's always good when you get some guys. I don't know. It doesn't sound like they're going to be starters necessarily from the jump, but maybe second or third teamers. So it kind of went into that. But I thought the interesting part of Coach Woodson's conversation with, again, he's the passing game coordinator of the defense, working more with the secondary, the defensive
Which
backs.
is an odd term for me because you used to have passing and running game coordinators on the offensive side. So to me, that's odd to flip it to the other side of the ball.
Yeah, but listen.
But I understand.
Listen to him talking. You've got some linebackers that can play some nickel and some secondary roles. Listen to him talk about what he thinks. I think to me, this sounds like he thinks the linebackers are a better core than maybe what he has in the secondary.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room. You know, Coach T. Will and Coach Jake Trump, they done a really good job in terms of replacing some guys and bringing guys in that fit what we do. So with that, we have to find packages to get more of the linebackers on the field. And that puts 4 linebackers on the field. That's one of the strongest and deepest positions that we have on defense. So again, right now, we just trying to figure out the best pieces to the puzzle to put the best 11 on the field to give us the best chance to win and be successful.
Well, isn't that interesting? You know, when's the last time you heard an Arkansas coach say the deepest and maybe strongest? That wasn't exactly what he said, but that was the gist of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is the linebackers? And we're talking about a front line that still has Landon Jackson and, you know, Eric Gregory and Cam Ball and some guys up there. Everyone has said all along, haven't we been told, hey, a little thin, not really sure about linebacker, got some speed there in that transfer from Georgia, but hey, don't know about the linebackers. He just said we're trying to figure out how to get 4 of them on the field at the same time. And then what he just said, we want to get 4 of them. We want some packages with 4 of our linebackers out there. It's one of our strongest sets. Play that again. Listen.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room.
Right,
you know,
stop it
Coach
right
T.
there.
Will.
When have we ever heard an Arkansas coach say that? Now, I understand it's mid-August.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
August 12th yesterday when he said those. So let's not get carried away, but play it again.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room. You know,
I mean, either that says we're woefully behind in the other 2 levels of the defense, or we've got some real surprise. I don't think he would come out and just say that unless he really felt like he had something there.
Here's where I am on this. You got the Switzer kid who seems like a versatile guy, the Utah State transfer that can play a little bit at secondary, a little linebacker, and then you've got the kid Worth from not South Alabama, Jacksonville State. I think you lost your 2 best linebackers from last year's team in Jaheim Thomas and Chris Poopall. And I really think it's hard to counter that with any pushback. And I know you brought in Sorey. Spence took probably another level as a sophomore, but I just don't know how you're going to take a step forward this group. Now, maybe that was year 1 under Travis Williams. And that is, again, that's not a linebacker coach that's saying that. That is more of a defensive backs and safeties and passing game coordinator, Travis Williams. I'm just, like you said, it's fall. I'm going to pump a little bit. You want to play it again? Jeez.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room.
I'll go back to what you always say. It's fall camp. They don't say anything negative about guys. And when I'll bring up a guy and you say that, you're right. Let's see. You want to prove that? If that's the truth, Coach, and if T-Will, if you think that too, go prove it against a 7-year quarterback and the best running back in college football, September the 7th in Stillwater, Oklahoma. No. I don't give a rat's ass.
Stop middle run.
What you say at fall camp, to be perfectly honest about that it might be the most improved room or the guys are stepping up. I just play the clips because people want to hear them. I want to see.
I want to learn something. You know.
But do you really?
I hear where you're coming from. Can we assume what they're telling us is the truth? Play the whole thing again. I know we're tired. I know you're tired of hearing it, but
right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room.
Yes,
you know,
sir.
Coach
Amen.
T. Will and Coach Jake Trump, they done a really good job in terms of replacing some guys and bringing guys in that fit what we do. So with that, we have to find packages to get more of the linebackers on the field, and that puts 4 linebackers on the field. That's one of the strongest and deepest positions that we have.
See,
right there. See, if we can have a package with 4 of our linebackers on the field, where it's the deepest and strongest package we have.
I'm
interesting.
I'm taking away that means they don't have confidence in it. He's trying to spin a positive away from a negative, in my opinion. I think he's taking I know you've got Johnson, Clark, and other guys back, but I don't think that secondary group's that strong. I heard Pittman say in the offseason that we didn't necessarily get enough there. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what I took away from when he said that yesterday.
But this isn't the head coach talking. This is a defensive assistant talking. This is one of your chiefs on the defensive side, but I don't really hear a coach trying to talk guys into playing at this level. He didn't single out guys necessarily, but so I don't know. I mean, it gives you something maybe to hang your hat on a little bit. If you're looking for something that might exceed your expectations on this team, I don't think a lot of people have a great deal of heightened expectations for linebacker. Is that fair?
Yeah.
There might be something that you can hang your hat on a little bit that could maybe exceed what we're at. I can't tell you how long it's been since Arkansas was talking about trying to find ways to get 4 linebackers on the field at the same time because it was a deep and strong position group. Coaches haven't described it that. You've had some great players like a Grant Morgan, obviously a Drew Sanders that had tons of speed, but then the drop off past and you had Henry there. So you had 3 really good ones.
Scuda.
Yeah, but
Aljibutu.
But how many times do they get 4 of them on the field at the same time?
You're right.
So if what he's saying turns out to be right, and that might be what they're scheming up for, because you bring up a really good point. All right, take your butts over to Stillwater and stop that running back, because that's going to be a chore. And whose job is it to stop middle run? Linebackers, right? I mean, chief of might, it's everybody's job. I get it, all 11 on the field, but who's got to step up and have a good game to stop middle run? Linebackers. So maybe that's part of the plan in Stillwater that day. I don't know.
Caleb's listening.
I'm reading way between the lines there.
In Batesville this morning, he's saying that Football is a good linebacker, but he feels like he's replaceable, and he believes Coach Woodson is what he's saying this morning. Bruce in Nashville says, "Oh no, we're going to suck again." That's what he takes away. Devin from Conway says, "If linebacker is our best defensive group, we are in trouble. Something tells me that just isn't the truth." Let's see. JT in Hot Springs says, the counterpoint is this is a new defensive coaching staff, and the DC is a former linebacker, so it makes sense that he would be able to get better linebackers than we've had before. Speaking to Travis Williams.
The reality is you've got to have a good defensive line with good linebackers. All that has to work together. They call it the front 7 as a cliche for a reason. They have to work in harmony together.
Eric in Greenwood says, let's wait and see. I think they're just blowing smoke up our butts now. We're trying to.
Ty, what happens if you don't have guys up front that require double teams in some situations? I mean, it's just break it down real simple. How many offensive linemen generally are there are people with their hand down blocking up front on offense? 5, right? Generally 5. All right. If you've got a 4-man front, and you've got one player that demands a double team, say a Landon Jackson, that means that tackle or somebody can't get out to that second level and get on them guards as easy because you've got guys up front that can wreck your game plan.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's about having enough players and having 1 or 2 that require extra attention in protection so that your linebackers can roam a little freer, particularly with offenses that like to spread and don't have a tight end in. That's where you can be a menace. Arkansas has not always had those players that require that and don't need a double team, so then you can get either a tackle or a guard out on a linebacker. Hopefully, your line is strong enough to require that level of protection in a lot of matchups so the linebackers can do their thing in the A and B gap.
The pessimism is out in the open this morning. Joe in Prairie Grove says it's smoke and mirrors, but Ryan in Prairie Grove says, talk to me after Stillwater and we'll see. BG and Rogers said 3-9. Coaches have a PhD in S. This is funny. Cody from Linebacker is saying, so are we saying our linebackers are going to be better because of Wilt Williams and our O-line? What about Sam Pittman being an O-line specialist? Why was our line butt last year?
He's talking about players. Yeah, I don't think Sam Pittman ever came out and said, man, did he go over the moon about the players that he had on O-line last year? It still comes back to
I'm sure we could
talent.
find a clip or two that he talked glowingly about the offensive line prior to them being the worst position group on the football team. Rare is it that you don't find I
haven't heard him come out this year and say, hey, I think we got 3 or 4 candidates for all SEC here on the offensive line. I mean, I hadn't heard anyone overstate the talent level.
The offensive line. I know they're happy about what they brought in Carmona and Blackstock, but just don't. I would be if I was the head football coach of the University of Arkansas, or if I was Eric Mateos, I would be very cautious to say anything overly glowing about my position group.
But that's not what he said. I mean, we're talking about linebackers here.
Yeah.
He just said he likes the depth there, and they're looking for ways to get 4 of them on the field at the same time, because when they do, it's one of their strongest packages. I'm just telling you what the coach said. I mean, you want to play it again?
Not really. Brian in Fort Smith says, I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid. Single 8 in Danville says, sold 8-0 in the Southeastern Conference. I think the texts we just received are solely directed off what happened last year. And people aren't optimistic for the most part about this football team. And I don't blame them one bit. This is it. Like, Missouri's the show me state, right? This is a show me year. There's not many people that are gung-ho about the football team being good. There's not people that would be willing to go on the Bet Saracen app right now and bet however much amount of money that Sam Pittman is definitively going to be your head football coach next year, because a lot of things are up in the air right now. So I don't blame our listeners and Arkansas fans for being pessimistic, not just Coach Woodson, but anything that is uttered out of a coach's mouth this offseason. Because if you go back and listen to what they said last year about various position groups and various teams, they said the exact same thing. It's just recycled. It's just said over.
Well, I don't know that anyone was talking about trying to get 4 linebackers on the field at the same time, though.
You're really hung up on this linebacker.
I'm just telling you, when you look, I mean, I've been doing this a long time, and depth at linebacker is like an annual question. You know, how deep are you at linebacker? How are we at linebacker? You know, I'm not ready to go lock, stock, and barrel based on this, but it gives me something to be optimistic. I get tired of the pessimism.
Do you?
Give me something to be hopeful for. You know, I don't want to, I would love my expectations exceeded, not because they're low to begin with, but because I had a reasonable expectation that you overachieved on. What's a reasonable expectation this year? 6, 7? I don't know. I mean, that's the bottom line.
Mm-hmm.
But put a product on the field that doesn't embarrass you at times.
Yeah. Justin Springdale says it's preseason, and the players listen to these press conferences too. That's why the coach wants to be positive.
You think that's what they're doing? They're gathering around in their apartments and condos at night and listening to press conferences?
I think
I don't know about
I
that.
think to Justin's point, you know how sometimes coaches will say stuff to the media to get it back to the players, that including the locker room. I think that there's truth to that.
What we played earlier wasn't that.
I don't think it's the true point.
Woodson's comments weren't that.
JB from Springdale saying, I'm hearing one of those linebackers can turn into a fullback and we can run the power high. People are really they're taking shots. I listen, I'm like you. I want to be optimistic about this football team too. I want the continuous love and adoration I hear for Taylor Green to bear out this season, and that leadership to turn into 6 or 7 wins, because that's marked improvement from 4 last year. I think a lot of you would rather have more than that. I completely understand it. But again, I also get the perspective of several of our listeners this morning. Again, this is not a shot at Coach Woodson. Coach Woodson turned your passing defense from the worst in college football to top 35, if I remember that right. So, Florida State was horrible a few years ago, and he turned them into a top, I think, 5 or top 10. So the guy knows what he's doing. So if you look at, but that's, again, the defensive backfield. curious to see what that. You want to play it again? Gosh,
just hit it.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room.
All right, that's all I need to hear.
All right.
That's all I need to hear. Can I make a ringtone out of that?
Just play it over and over. Russell and Huntsville saying they're going to go six wins but lose in the bowl. Joe in Prairie Grove saying he's got a double wide. I don't know if he's wanted to say that.
I'm not sure what I got there.
Right,
hey, I got a double wide. All right.
JW's our friend in
I
Branson.
hope that's your home and not your significant other you're talking about.
JW's in Branson. He says he also gets tired of the pessimistic views, Tommy, but he's also gotten tired of the smoke blowing up his backside, too. If our linebacker room is really our strongest, then it's a bad sign. Maybe not, but likely. Joe and Jasper says he is completely neutral this morning. But what about the overwhelming majority thinking about Sam Pittman right now? Are they happy with him?
Well,
so these are all valid questions.
I'm wait and see. I don't know that. I'm not going to say they're going to win 8, and I don't think they're going to win 4. I think it'll be somewhere in the middle of that in reality. But I think when you have things that maybe if they pan out, you avoid critical injuries, and I'm going to tell you, that's as big a deal as there is this year for this team.
Yeah,
critical, and you can say, well, it's true for any team. Yeah, but Georgia and Texas and a few other places got 4 stars to back up the 5 stars. Arkansas has 2 or 3 places on this team that if you lose, Taylor Green would be one of them, it appears. Where does that spiral your season to? I mean, there are several key spots on this team that depth isn't there. So that's to me as big a thing about this year. And when he talks about trying to get 4 linebackers on the field, you can't have a good SEC defense without a couple of serviceable linebackers. So when you tell me you got 4, that tells me one injury is not going to wreck the middle layer of your defense, the middle level of your defense.
All right, Jackie and Cherry Village saying that they'll go 9-3 this season. Last thing, Daniel McClarty saying, Tommy, be careful. I know you're trying to eat better than crow. It's not healthy. That's a good one.
You just can't have it medium rare.
Yeah,
that's the key to crow. You got to. It's like chicken. It's got to be well done.
Jesse in Mountain Home is neutral until after September the 7th. That's when he'll change his opinion. And then let's see. Ryan from Caddo Gap says we got Tennessee, LSU, Texas, and Old Piss at home. We can win our home games.
Right.
Man, you got a great home schedule. You really do. All right. It's that time of the morning. Let's talk a little trivia with you on a CJ's Trivia Tuesday.
This is CJ's Trivia Tuesday, presented by CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers in Fayetteville and Russellville.
It's delicious. There must be 50 customers out there. It's unbelievable.
When all you do are burgers, they have to be the best.
God, I'd kill for one right now.
Yep, that sounds pretty
I
stinky
fell
good.
asleep last night, no dinner. I may just send Big C somewhere this morning.
I saw that Keith
starving.
and his team got a new sign, a new billboard. I know he's excited about that. I'm going to catch up with him a little bit tomorrow. He's been on vacation. You can stop by either location in both Russellville and in Fayetteville off Weddington. Mentioned earlier, the last time that Arkansas and Oklahoma State battled was in Little Rock at War Memorial Stadium. 1980, the Hogs won 33-20 that day. What was the score in the year the last time that the Oklahoma State Cowboys and the Arkansas Razorbacks played in Stillwater?
Ooh.
Call or text us, 877. I say text us. I'm so used to saying that. Call us. You cannot text us the answer and win the $25 gift card. Call us, 877-377-6963.
Yeah.
The last time the Arkansas Razorbacks and the Oklahoma State Cowboys battled in Stillwater, give me the year and the score. It's a two-parter.
They played a lot. They played several times in the 70s.
They did.
My late good friend Gerald Skinner played on those late Broyles teams, and Malvern product, and he talked about some of those games and was excited years ago when they announced this series. And it's unfortunate Gerald's not with us, but I remember hearing his stories about Oklahoma State in the 70s. They played a lot. I'm not sure why this series ever fizzled. So what was that? I guess people are Googling right now.
Yeah, because we just got 30 texts this past segment, and then I don't have one caller. All right, you bums. 877-377-6963. The last time that these two teams played in Stillwater, Oklahoma, I want the date, just the year. I know you don't have to give me the exact day. Give me the year and the score.
All right,
it was a win, by the way.
Why did this series fizzle and go away? Why did they not continue it into the 80s? Why did Holtz and Hatfield and when you say, well, you joined the SEC, get that, but you played Ole Miss a couple times in the 80s, when you were still in the Southwest Conference. Maybe
Be a good question for Pat Jones.
But
Coach Jones would probably know
maybe it was from their side. I just don't know the history. We'll ask Clay when he's with us later this
They didn't
week.
want the smoke, Tommy. That's what happened. They didn't want the smoke. Someone evidently does want the smoke of our CJ's question.
Who we got, Big C?
Tim from Harrison.
Tim from Harrison. What is the answer to our CJ's Trivia Tuesday question this morning?
It was September 20th, 1980, and the score was 33-20.
That's not the answer, Tim. I told you that answer already. That was the last time they played in Little Rock. I need the answer to the last game in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and the score and the date. I did say that.
You
right,
did say 38-20. That's the last time they
Go to
played.
I said last time
It's
they played.
kind of like a test question. You've got to really read the question there and understand what we're asking for.
I thought I previewed it pretty well, but hopefully we will get someone to do that this morning.
Big
But
C's answer. Who we got, Big C?
Marcus.
All right, hang on.
Marcus and Van Buren.
Marcus and Van Buren. What is the answer? When was the last time these two teams played in Stillwater? Marcus, when is the last time these two teams played in Stillwater? Turn your radio down. Marcus. No one's going to win.
Can you hear me?
We're really deep at linebacker.
Marcus. What is the answer to our question? Marcus.
I give up. I'm eating the damn burger.
Marcus, are you there?
1974, yes, sir. I'm here. 1974, Arkansas won 20-13.
No, that's not right. You guys have failed us this morning. You have failed Keith Wilson.
All right.
You have failed his
Can
staff.
we just eat the burger?
I'm keeping this one for myself. No one gets it. 1978, 19-7.
19-7.
1978, Stillwater, Oklahoma, 19-7. I am embarrassed for you this morning. Embarrassed. Not higher of you. Hey. But maybe next week, y'all. Maybe next week. CJ's Butcher Boy Burgers, 2 locations in Fayetteville and in Russellville. Keith Wilson and his team whipping up the best burgers, fries, and shakes around. Better luck next week, fellas and ladies. That was atrocious. We got to do better than that.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
It started as a dream, and here you are. It's moving day. But wait, isn't moving supposed to be stressful? Oh, that's right. You bought your home using Weichert Realtors. Your Weichert agent guided you from start to finish to help make sure we found you your perfect place. Dream, move, home, Weichert. Call your local Weichert Realtors office today and make your move. And look for our bright yellow signs. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel Crick Hopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The Crick Hopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel Crick Hopper.
This is the Morning Rush.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. It's August, it's hot, and it's time to flip the lot. So we're giving you the best we've got. Save up to $6,000 on red tag clearance prices on a fantastic selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus up to $2,000 extra for your trade and no payments for 90 days. They've all got to go, right down to the bare asphalt. Get a great deal on a great car now and help us flip the lot. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard, until the other team scores. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2023 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, this is Ty Richardson for Jake Neal and his team at Jerry Neal's Barbecue. Jake's dad, Jerry, started cooking barbecue at Jerry Neal's in 1977, and Jake took over and has been doing the same thing ever since. I got ribs the last time I was there. Woo! Man, they were good. Don't forget about the catfish either. It's cooked to order, so it's hot and fresh every single time. The best catfish in the River Valley. Jerry Neal's Barbecue, Catfish, and Catering, 1823 Phoenix Avenue in Fort Smith.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages, or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time every time.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you'd never take your vehicle anywhere else.
My fleet is small, 14 trucks and cars. It's a struggle every day with parts, employees, and scheduling, but one thing I never worry about is vehicles. Jody's has special fleet pricing, special in and out service, or free shuttle and pickup and delivery service. And they do everything: service, repair, and maintenance. That makes my life much easier. All my vehicles go to Jody's.
Latest technology and highly trained technicians means we could do it all. From the most highly technical repairs to everyday oil change specials, tires, everything, even diesels. Jody'sAuto.com. Schedule free shuttle service or pickup and delivery. Get a tire quote, get financing. Jody's Auto Service Centers, voted best of the best by our customers year after year. We're your neighbor since 1984 with 3 full-service locations in Fort Smith and Van Buren. See for yourself at JODYSauto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny skies. There is a chance of a few scattered showers or storms across the north. Our high temperatures today, upper 80s north, mid 90s south. Chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms tonight, and overnight low will drop down into the low 70s. And Wednesday, back to sunshine, a high in the low 90s north, upper 90s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Green Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 16 days.
You're a high school football coach in Texas. What is the perception of Arkansas football when you have kids interested in Fayetteville and Coach Pittman's program?
Yeah, I mean, it's down. And, of course, we're surrounded by powers, Texas to our south and Oklahoma to our north. A&M's around the corner. And, you know, we got SMU and TCU in our backyard, and UNT's up the road, and Texas Tech is out west. You know, so we're surrounded with just names and names and names. But Arkansas is unique. It definitely rings a bell. I know Fayetteville's a beautiful place. So I think once kids actually go and see it, it changes their perspective of what they might have thought it was. You do have to pass quite a bit of schools coming from the Metroplex to go there.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
Out in Alma texted in 1978, 19-7 was the last time the Arkansas Razorbacks played in Stillwater and coincidentally won that game. Hoping for a similar result this upcoming season. I tend to think that the score is not going to be that. Now, you heard Coach Michael Odell there, who's Taylor Green's high school football coach, speak of change, speak of what's going on with Arkansas football's perception in the high schools in the state of Texas. Well, there has been change with college athletics lately, transfer portal, NIL. We're going to talk about that with Carlton Saffa coming up, with Bet Saracen, and just kind of what's going on. I know there's been some stuff on social media the last couple days, and get his perspective and insight with the Arkansas athletics and the NIL side of things coming up in just a bit.
Hey, brought to you by APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group. They have immediate job openings in Northwest and North Central Arkansas. If you're a licensed CDL driver, heavy equipment operator, electrician, diesel mechanic, if you've got paving experience with asphalt or concrete, they've got jobs for you right now. APAC is one of the companies that help build the roads across our state. And they've got great pay, great benefits, a sign-on bonus, insurance, retirement, profit sharing, all there. Are you being offered that now with your current employer? Time to go to jobs.crh.com. Again, that's jobs.crh.com. APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group, they are equal opportunity employers.
Now, Tommy, Carlton is about to go on vacation. He has not told me the destination. Carl, where's vacation?
Maybe he doesn't want to tell you.
Well, I'm putting on him now.
Hey, there's no secrets. I'm an open book, y'all. My wife gets mad. I wedge work and then trip in. So it's our 17th anniversary. I got to go to a meeting in Las Vegas tomorrow, and then I'm going to a place in Utah called Amanjiri. I have no idea what it is. All I know is she picked it out, and I do not want to know how much it cost.
I understand. I went out to Utah, Carlton, when the Hogs played BYU out there, and took an extra day or two, rented a car, drove around, particularly that southern part of the state. Utah is beautiful. Y'all will have a great time.
It is beautiful. I've been to BYU, and I was at that game. I'm going to tell you, it's gorgeous. I love Utah, and I'm hoping it's not as hot as it is here, but
pretty good chance that you'll get a reprieve from the weather.
Well, thank y'all for having me on. I mean, I know some of our crew, Neil and the rest, are kind of normal on ESPN Arkansas. I'm glad to be on Pearson, and thank y'all for hollering.
Hey, well, thank you for doing it. I know there's a lot of questions. There's been some things out on social media about NIL and the relationship with Saracen. Obviously, I mean, everyone that pays attention to Razorback Athletics knows that you guys have a special working relationship and sponsorship with the university. You're all about the Hogs, but kind of give us the background and the details about what people have been reading and clear that up, because I think our listeners, because we've had a lot of questions about it, a little bit confused about what's being said.
We don't have any idea. We need help on this.
Yeah, we want to make sure the record's straight.
So here's the crazy thing, y'all, and it may be clear as mud when I'm done too. What I'm not going to do is come on here and complain that doesn't get us anywhere. And I'm basically, I guess I'm too nice a fellow to just call people out by name. But I'll give y'all enough that you can put the pieces together on the story. So here's the gist of it. Saracen's built a technology stack that can do what we all know is 50-50 drawings, right? If you've been to a Chiefs game, you've seen it. You've been to a Cardinals game, you've seen it. Jerry Jones just started doing them in Texas. They're at Astros games too, so Cowboys, whatever. But we've got the ability to do 50-50 drawings statewide on a mobile device. And somebody, somewhere along the line, is trying to stop us. One of the stop points has been some disinformation, and I use the word disinformation because I'm trying to be polite, not say lie, but disinformation by saying that the Hogs don't need NIL money, which to me is a fairly desperate attempt to slow down what, frankly, we think is a pretty creative idea. So let's just do a couple of things to level set, all right? Every college program in America needs NIL money. So it's not a weakness point. It doesn't show weakness on the part of our program to say we need NIL money. Everybody needs NIL money. But the truth is we need to be honest about the size of the problem. So my understanding is that we need an immediate infusion on an ongoing basis of at least $600,000 a month for Razorback football. So one-time gifts of, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000 are great. But if someone gave, say, $500,000 to NIL one time, that doesn't even fix us for 1 month. So what Saracen has proposed is an NIL drawing mechanism that would allow people anywhere in the state of Arkansas to buy a ticket, and we would do weekly drawings where we would make no money, not a dime. We will just provide the technology. Half the money goes to NIL, and half the money goes to the winner. And, we looked and saw that it's actually being done in all places of Alberta, Canada. I'm not a hockey fan. Y'all can hold that against me if you want, but
we're not
never
either.
been a hockey guy.
Yeah.
I learned that the Oilers are doing this, and they're a small jackpot up there is throwing off $300,000 or $400,000 a week for the Oilers. Frequently, they're $2, $3, $4 million a week. And so, look, I think all sources of money for NIL are great, but we are not going to get there with, having folks who have lots of money write checks of, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000 and calling it a day. We need an ongoing, dependable revenue stream. Last thing I'll say is that if we don't give Coach Pittman the tools to do his job, if we don't win games, that's not his fault. And I'm not shilling for Sam. I'm saying our job as a fan base is to provide the team the tools to get it done. And we are not going to get it done by writing a check of a couple $100,000 here or there. Thank you to everyone who gives. But this idea actually came to us from the Edge Collective. We hired our tech folks. We called our tech folks who built that Saracen and said, get it done, and spent close to $500,000 just building the tech stack. What we need is a rule change at the racing commission level, and we'll be ready to roll. And I am confident this thing will throw off a couple $100,000 a week ongoing.
Yeah. Carlton
But
Saffa.
somebody's trying to stop it, and I'll let y'all read between the lines on who and where. All I can think is that maybe somebody's not ready, or maybe I've upset someone along the way. But look, if I'm gonna make people mad over trying to fight for the Hogs, I can sleep well at night with that.
Carlton Saffa, Bet Saracen with us. So I want to make sure I'm clear on this. So the holdup or the roadblock is in. It's not with the university. It's with rules and regulations with those that oversee gaming and racing, because that's all under one umbrella in this state. Am I hearing you right, or I want to make sure I'm not misinterpreting what you're saying?
You got it.
Okay.
I worked in politics for a long time, so you'll have to apologize to me if I sound a little bit, like double speak. That's the word. That's the way politicians operate. So, no, here's the gist of it.
So the change the change has to happen in Little Rock in order to make this in order to make this possible to benefit the people in Fayetteville.
That's exactly right.
Gotcha.
And my frustration point was when word began to come to folks in our state capital that the Hogs did not need any more NIL money. That's when I lost it, and I went to Twitter and said, guys, this is just a lie. It's just a lie. Why in the world? You have to ask yourself, who would be the recipient? Who would be motivated to put out fake news like the Hogs don't need NIL money? And you can draw your own conclusions.
Well, that's preposterous.
There's a clue in the newspaper today, right? So you can draw your own conclusions.
Two things come to mind, but I mean, just to back up the idea in the premise of what you're proposing, I mean, every high school game, I mean, not every, but a lot of high school games you'll go to will have a 50-50 drawing with a booster club.
Well,
it may raise $1,500 and the winner gets $750. I mean, it's done with paper tickets on many Friday nights at dozens and dozens of high school facilities around our state. What you're proposing is the technology that makes it available, much like a weekly lottery ticket, where half the benefit goes to the NIL program, the other half to the winner. I mean, how is it any different than the state lottery that we've already permissioned in this state?
It's not. We just need a rule change to allow it. And look, I won't bore everybody with the sort of geopolitical concerns we have about Chinese gambling apps and their proliferation in Arkansas. You know, we have a broader policy proposal to take out a bunch of the illegal offshore casinos who are swarming our state and really scamming Arkansans. And there's no other word for it but scamming them. So as part of a proposed rule change, Rule 5 change, we want to displace these illegal Chinese casinos. And also at the same time, by providing games of chance on the telephone, we're prepared to offer at no cost NIL drawings. And I want to be clear about something. What we expect is not any kind of monopoly. I don't work like that. What we would hope is that everyone would offer these drawings. And I'm talking about Oaklawn and Southland. My friends in West Memphis, my friends in Hot Springs would also, I hope, offer these drawings. Because, guys, a check of a couple of $100,000 on a one-time basis is not going to fix Razorback football. We have a multi-million-dollar, multi-year advertising agreement with Learfield, and it's great. And a lot of that money flows back to the Hogs. But that doesn't get it done either. So the best way we could step up was to provide a way for everyone to help. So, yeah, my message, I guess, is this simple. We have great leadership in Little Rock, with the governor, the attorney general, with other folks. And for them to make great decisions, they have to have the correct information. And what caused me to lose it on Friday was when I learned that people were sharing with leadership in the Capitol that there was no longer a need for NIL money.
That's preposterous. I mean,
it is preposterous.
Anyone that's paying attention knows that's not true.
I think I think
right.
Coach would actually be public about that.
I mean, that would be
Carlton.
like we have too much money for roads. We don't need any more money for roads in our state. That would be equally as preposterous.
And that's why I went off. Look, I'm not a Twitter ranter. Somebody said yesterday, a lot of Razorback fans stay mad on the internet all day. That's not how I am. I'm a pretty positive guy. But when I heard something that ridiculous, I had to take to Twitter. And you've got to ask yourself, why would someone spread that broadly, that widely to the highest levels of government such obviously false information? It's because someone is wanting to block the NIL drawing program. And you got to ask yourself, why?
Carlton,
it doesn't benefit their organization.
Yeah, Carlton, just a background on you. You're an Arkansas grad. Your wife's an Arkansas grad. This is not something you're trying to mobilize countrywide. This is like a stateside thing. You want to do this for the state of Arkansas because you love the Hogs, right? Is that a good way?
That's right. I mean, you know, when we kick out these Chinese casinos, and that's a whole other conversation for another day, that we believe will create another $90 million in taxes for the state. That's a whole separate conversation. But that's where we began when we started looking at this. And look, let's just be honest. Saracen is the largest sports book in Arkansas, and I'm being humble here, but when we talk about gambling on the internet, I think we've got some credibility in our organization because we're only 5 years old, and as a casino, we're only 2 years old as a sports book, and we're the 14th largest sports book in America. That ain't me, by the way, y'all. It's the smart folks who work with me. I'm the dummy that you've got on the radio, but we know what we're talking about in terms of online gambling. And we know about the power of doing something statewide online. And I'm telling you, you look at Alberta, we have proof with the Oilers. There's 4 million people in Alberta, and they're doing 400,000 or 500,000 on a slow week to their charity. So we can easily do numbers at, I don't know, 250? Let's lowball it. We could do 250 a week easy with an NIL drawing program. But those are small numbers for Alberta. They had a $7 million week for their charity not too long ago. That would take care of the Hogs football program for almost a year.
Yeah,
we're not going to get this done with one-time checks, guys. We need a dependable, ongoing revenue stream for Pittman.
So anyone just hopping in, if you're just catching the tail end of this conversation, the idea is a online 50-50 drawing. Half the money that goes in would be to the winner, half to the NIL. And I think this is the other important part. You're not proposing that Saracen gets any kind of monopoly. You're hoping that your competitors do this as well to sweeten the pot for the university, in addition to what your app would generate as well.
Absolutely. We did the heavy lifting to legalize sports betting, and we didn't say only Saracen can do it. And I am glad that West Memphis and Hot Springs are doing it too. Competition makes us all better. But in this space, I am hopeful that all Arkansas casinos will also offer NIL drawings.
Yeah.
You know, we do our part to help the Hogs, and you can see it on the Jumbotron. Open up the Razorback app where your tickets are, and you'll see Saracen's name, right? We are proud to spend lots of money with the Hogs. But again, our money alone is not going to be enough to get it done. No one-time check is going to be enough to get it done. We need an ongoing, dependable revenue stream. If Coach Pittman doesn't have the tools to recruit and retain talent, shame on us for not equipping him to do his job. And so Saracen's got a plan that will throw off hundreds of thousands a week, and somebody's trying to stop us.
All right, Carlton, before we let you go, we appreciate you jumping in with us this morning. Go to Bet Saracen right now, 52.5-point favorites. The Hogs find themselves in this opening game if you want to do on that. And you guys have some season totals for the Razorback football team, too.
Well, it's so funny. The UAPB game is always a tough one for me. I'm a UA guy through and through. I've got a lot of great friends at UAPB, and they're sort of our hometown friends as well. So that's the game where I'm kind of like the goofy guy that's wearing stuff from both teams. So I'll be on the sidelines at War Memorial, and I'll have Razorback gear on. I may sneak some UAPB stocks in the mix or something there, right? I got to play both sides on that
I understand
one.
that. I had a buddy that's grown up a Razorback fan, and he played baseball at Oral Roberts. And so when Arkansas played Oral Roberts in that Sweet 16 game a couple years back, he was wearing both gear, and people just kept looking at him weird. So I get that.
I'll be mostly hog gear. Don't worry, and believe me, I'll be standing on the Razorback side of the field. So
I'm just ready to get down there and find out if that steak in your restaurant's as good as your commercial says it is. So.
Well, 4 times in a row named best restaurant in Arkansas, and we got the highest rating Wine Spectator's ever given a restaurant in the state. The other thing is, we're on the 11th floor of the hotel. We'll have 1 million square foot under roof this time next fall. So. Yeah, we're building lots of stuff, but I'm going to tell you, nothing right now is more important to me than getting these NIL drawings on. And people always say, I know we're out of time, but people always say, what's the catch? This sounds too good to be true. It's actually not, y'all. We believe games of chance on a phone make sense to protect Arkansas consumers from the scam casinos that have proliferated our state right now. And, when the Edge approached us about doing these NIL drawings, it was like kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So, the question again is, who is trying to stop this from happening, and what do they stand to gain?
Well, let's stay in touch because I think this is an interesting story worth following, and let's catch up again when things change.
You bet. Hey, good to talk to y'all.
Hey, enjoy Utah and enjoy Vegas, Carlton.
Thanks, Reddy.
All right, Carlton Saffa, Bet Saracen. Interesting story that I think if you just read about it online, it's really hard to understand the dynamics. And essentially, Bet Saracen's invested in the technology to make this happen. It's really simple. It's a 50-50 drawing. We've all done it at our kids' games, at a high school game. Somewhere there's been a 50-50 drawing where half the pot goes to the winner and half the pot goes to a charity or something else. The basic proposal is, half to NIL and half to the winner. If it generate what he projects, why? I mean, I have a hard time. I have an idea of why somebody would want to stand in the way, but I have a hard time understanding how this can legally, or how the politicians won't clear this roadblock at some point.
Based on our listeners this morning that have texted in during our conversation with Carlton, they are in favor of it as well. If you've got some thoughts on it, you can join us coming up, 877-377-6963. While that is big news, and while that is something that we not necessarily broke on the show, but we allowed Carlton to discuss, we do have big news coming up at 8 o'clock, so you got 40 minutes from now. We'll discuss that momentarily. We got Bruce Stanton coming up as well.
All right, all that straight ahead. This is the Morning Rush.
Shop local, eat local, be local. You're listening to the Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Locally owned Lumber One can handle all of your building needs. They've built their business on having great relationships with everybody from contractors and builders to the everyday build-it-yourself. Lumber One is a full-line door shop to handle all of your door, window, and trim needs. And along with lumber, roofing, and drywall products, attic wall and floor insulation is available. Lumber One also does blueprint takeoff with access to design services with estimates available. So go where the pros go. Lumber One, located on Industrial Park Road in Van Buren.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crickhopper.
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
If you are involved in a divorce or custody case, you want an attorney you can trust to guide you through the process. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole Law Partners have over 7 decades of combined experience. Hickey and Hole have seen and heard nearly every scenario you can imagine, ready to put that experience to work for you to get the best results. Visit kevinhickeylaw.com or give them a call today, 479-434-2414. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3. Time for the Cartpath Social Morning Rush Daily Question.
All right, you men. I'm going to ask you a question, and I want you to answer to the best of your ability.
It's going to be a quick answer to an incredibly terrible, long question.
I got a question.
Can I ask you kind of a weird question?
I didn't ask what you think.
Actually, you did.
It was a rhetorical question.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Yeah, well, that's just like your opinion, man.
Check out Nate and Christian's Place in Lowell online at cartpathsocial.com. Cartpath Social, the getting out of the sun, making golfing fun.
All right, Morning Rush Daily Question brought to you by CartPath Social. I want to just go back to the conversation we were having with Carlton Saffa, with Bet Saracen. Bruce Stanton's now with us in the studio from Pradco. if all the roadblocks got removed, and there was truly a 50-50 raffle-style drawing, that's what's being proposed, that Oaklawn, Saracen, West Memphis could sell, Southland over there. Would you spend $1 or $2 a week? If let's say they were $1 a chance, is that something that would you do it just because it would support NIL at Arkansas? Would that, even if you don't buy lottery tickets now, even if you don't participate in scratch-offs each week, even if that's not your cup of tea, would this be enough to draw you out? Guys, I'll get y'all's thoughts. I want to get some text on this, 877-377-6963. Bruce, I'll start with you, and I know your roots are in Tennessee, but if this supported your team, your program, I don't buy lottery tickets on a weekly basis. When the Mega Millions or the Powerball gets to a certain point, I may buy one there. Would this be something that would draw you out to, I'll put $2, $3, $5 a week towards this, knowing half the money goes to my football program?
I'm like you. I've never bought a lottery ticket in my life, but when the Trinity Junior High cheerleaders or the Northside High School cheerleaders come by,
and your kids were involved in those programs.
Well, even now when I go to games, my kids are already out of high school, they're in college. Give them a couple bucks. I mean,
or 50-50. I mean, this goes on in high schools
all over Arkansas,
all over to raise money for.
Yeah. That's what you do.
So would you go online, download the app, go on your phone? Would you jump through those hoops to? I just wonder how many of the fans would. All right, I want to help, and this is a way I can do it on my own budget.
I would probably not do it online just because I don't gamble. I don't have any apps on my phone that do that. But I don't have a problem with it. But
so I think this is a very, I don't want to say unique idea, because we're talking about something that's been going on for centuries, probably 50-50 drawings. It's just taking it into the modern times, Ty.
I'd do it. I mean, if this thing gets orchestrated, we got 16 days till Arkansas plays UAPB. Get her going. I mean, you did the math earlier, Tom. It takes about $7.2 million for Arkansas football to have success. Ohio State's coach, I think Ryan Day said 13 or 12, whatever he said a couple years ago. That number's gone up for the Buckeyes. But I mean, he was right. It's like, first off, Sam Pittman's not he's not Nick Saban. He's not Paul Bear Bryant. He's not one of the best football coaches of all time. And you want to give him a chance to compete in the conference. And he laid out how you compete. You get the best players, or you get really good players. And if this is a tool that you can utilize to do so, I think that's something. And the idea of just like, I put in $5, I could win half of 300,000, 150.
Yeah,
I think fans would be down for that.
So, I've even thought, and this would be logistically impossible to pull off, but what if you did the same thing in the stadium? Now, you could do it on app. Here's the bottom line, and Carlton was trying to, figure out who, help us figure out who's stopping this, but at the end, I can promise you, when there's something that the government normally gets a cut of, that's what's stopping this to at some level, at some degree. When the government figures out how they get their piece out of it to fund their projects, then it's going, because any lottery or any drawing of this nature is in direct competition with the state's lottery
but
system.
You're going to have to pay taxes. If you win a $500,000, it's out there. You're going to have to pay taxes on it legally.
That is technically how they get their money, right?
Well, but there's a percentage they get out of all this.
The Razorbacks have to give some of that. Like if they get $500,000 NIL on one check, is that taxable or is it nonprofit?
I would think taxable, but I don't know. I assume it's all
tax money sitting there, so I don't know why that would be a problem.
Keith's listening in Greenwood, Tommy. He would absolutely buy tickets. Billy in Fort Smith says anytime someone says it's too good to be true, it definitely is.
Well, here's the deal. If we don't get on board and do something of this nature or equal to it as a state, you think Mississippi's not going to be doing this, or Missouri, or in Texas? And here's the thing: in Arkansas, you're not dividing it with a bunch of other schools. It's 100% to your program.
Here's what
and maybe that's part of the rub with some of the politicians. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But the reality is we've got to find a way. And clearly their plan with the Edge deal for you and me and you and you and you and you to give $50 a month, that's not working. They wanted 5,000 members. They got less than 1,000.
It's like 782.
Because
right
I might be able to give $50 this month. Next month, my electric bill's higher than I expected. At least with this, I can participate as much as I want, as little as I want on a weekly basis. Makes sense.
And here's the other thing. Like, think about where your basketball program is, and we got to run after this because we got to get into the best wide receivers. We might save this for another week. Think about how much you bowed out your chests these last few months with Cal and saying we got the best transfer portal class. We got the best recruiting class in the country. I don't know if Arkansas football could ever get to the Ohio States or the Alabamas or the Georgias, but sure as heck would like to find yourself in the top 10 on one of those lists. You ain't going to do that if you're not taking advantage of something like this, at least in my opinion, because the proof's in the pudding. Otherwise, you're going to be kind of around 25, mid-25, which is not bad, but then you look up and down the SEC list, you're like 10. So, and recruits win games. Coaches, Nick Saban will tell you, part of his success has been he's had the best players on campus. Same with Kirby Smart.
I did think on your earlier segment, you got the best linebackers in America, right?
I didn't say in America.
You need to play that again?
Yeah, play that again there.
One more time. For those that did not listen in hour number one, this was Coach Marcus Whitson on the linebacker court.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room.
Man, that's all I need to hear right there. So.
Said that a bunch. Gary in Arkadelphia. Good to hear from him again, Tommy.
Come on, Gary. Start calling again. We need you, baby.
He's not a big scratch-off lottery guy, but he'll buy a raffle ticket for a good cause, and he'll do it for a chance to win a little change. Again, it's not like you're just donating money. You got a chance to win some money on the back end. Half of whatever is raised. I've been at professional events. You mentioned the high school events that you've been a part of, and it is fun because you pull out your ticket, and you got a couple of them. You're like, man, am I going to win this today or whatever? I remember I was at Alma High School like 10 years ago, and I got called to shoot a half-court shot. And I bricked the crap out of it, of course, but it's like just that like intensity level. It's like I might get called. Oh, I think it's a good idea, but I don't know the back ends and I don't know the tech stuff.
All right, that's your Morning Rush Daily Question. Tides brought to you by Cart Path Social.
Yes, Christian and Nate are launching Cart Path Social with an official launch party the August the 29th, which is the day of the Little Rock game. There's 4 p.m. ribbon cutting. They've got a scramble tournament that Friday, and then on Saturday, the official launch parties with snow cones. None of you guys like snow cones, but they're having that, and they're having a raffle winner of their own, which will be announced at 7 o'clock on Saturday. CartPassSocial.com. It's in Lowell, and if you haven't seen it on social media, it's awesome. We have time for this, Tommy?
No, let's hold wide receivers for next week. Let's stay on this because I think this is.
That's good. I don't have to do homework next week.
Yeah, we give a reprieve because I think this is because I can just imagine and think about you got your first game with UAB or let's just say a game with Tennessee or LSU and you time up your drawings to your big Arkansas events. You have them on a Saturday when Arkansas is playing A&M in basketball at Bud Walton Arena. You do them on a weekend where Arkansas's got LSU. And it's the middle game of the series at Baum Walker.
Put the winner's name on the scoreboard.
Exactly. You have your drawings around these events to increase awareness and excitement. And can you imagine if you got lucky enough that someone that had won this was actually in the venue? I mean, that's how you propel this thing. That's how you get this thing rolling.
Is that like a hole-in-one where you instantaneously have to buy drinks for everyone?
You got to buy all 20,000 people.
But I mean, here's the reality. Arkansas hasn't come up with some unique idea that only they will have. It's only a matter of time. If it's not already happening in other states at this level, it will be soon.
If you did do that, Ty, you would pocket, let's just say you pocketed it $500,000, 40% goes to taxes, you'd have $300,000. Let's say half the people wouldn't drink a beer. How much money would you have left? I don't know how much they cost.
$8 a beer times Bud Walton.
80,000.
If a train leaves at 8:50, if a train leaves at 8:51 Mountain Time, on the same track as a train leaving from the Central Time Zone.
I feel like that's a question that belongs on the Wonderlic. Let's see. Chris and Van Buren staying on this. I donate plenty of money to the Arkansas Lottery. I'd be happy to allocate that donation to help the Hogs if there was some chance of return. I think a lot of people would be in that same line of thinking. Let's see. We got some.
Who's worried about losing their market share if something like this comes to pass, to fruition? That's that's what you have to ask yourself in this conversation is who stands something to lose?
Well, if you're the lottery,
that's the first thing that came to mind for me.
If you got $5, but if you're not, like for people like us that don't spend any money on the lottery, how are you losing money?
Rising tide lifts all boats, right? It's the phrase that's commonly used in everything, right?
Well, this is the best idea. I mean, because I am not a huge fan of crowdsourcing, where the masses all give little amounts to add up to a large sum. But clearly, outside of basketball, our ability to go secure and garner the big checks in happening frequently enough, and then you're constantly elephant hunting.
We have
to make payroll, because believe you me, they're trying to make payroll every month up there, every week up there with this NIL stuff.
We have 782 people within Arkansas Edge.
But
that's it.
But that's a drop in the bucket compared to the need.
No,
I saw where there's an article out today where Oaklawn gave $500,000 to the foundation. Caleb in Batesville said gamblers are going to gamble. And listen, I know with certain generations, my grandparents' generation, gambling is just something they have a different view on than Ty, your generation.
Let me tell you
a vastly different view. But you start talking about supporting their football team or their basketball team, and it changes the perspective.
Let me tell you something. There is not a 70, 80, 90, 100-year-old listening right now that would oppose gambling if it led to Arkansas winning or competing for a national championship.
My point is they don't see this as gambling.
Green Bay Packers fans buy stock. They make donations. It's not stock. They don't get anything back.
Try to sell it.
Hey.
They it's a donation. Have you ever done that?
I'm not a partial Green Bay Packer owner like Bob Holt. I'm not. That's something that I need to do. Kind of like Tommy Old's, some land, Ireland, Scotland. Where's that land at?
Scotland.
Okay. Lord Kraft.
Yes.
That is, I do not have a piece of Lambeau Field. I need to invest in that.
But those people understand they're giving money to keep the Packers in Green Bay and not let it move somewhere else.
Yeah.
All right, we're up against it. Time to go fishing. What do we need this week?
It's going to be hot. Throw top water early. Get out there at 6 a.m. Fish a couple of hours. Come back and eat breakfast. But Papa R, Super Spook Jr., hit the river. They're running current all week.
Yeah. Interesting conversation. It's good to see you this morning. Big announcement coming up at 8. So we'll hang around. We may have some big news coming. Well, we got some big news coming up here at 8 o'clock. Hey, I want to thank our friends at Gaston's. Take some of them. You've got great stuff that works on the White River. And, those rogues.
Rebel track down minnows and rogues.
Yeah, rogues always work. I've taken several of the Smithwick Original Suspending Rattling Rogue with me on trips to Gaston's, and they always work, particularly in the coldest times here when them fish are coming off the spawn. But here's the thing. Expert guides at Gaston's will always keep you on the fish. 80 private cabins and lodges and a great restaurant that overlooks the White River. Stop in and see them. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
This is former Razorback Tyler Spoon, and you're listening to The Morning Rush.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
It started as a dream, and here you are. It's moving day. But wait, isn't moving supposed to be stressful? Oh, that's right. You bought your home using Weichert Realtors. Your Weichert agent guided you from start to finish to help make sure we found you your perfect place. Dream, move, home, Weichert. Call your local Weichert Realtors office today and make your move. And look for our bright yellow signs. At Weichert Realtors, we sell more because we do more. Each Weichert franchised office is independently owned and operated.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
The tires on your vehicle go round and round, but when they don't, go to Van Alma Tire. They have tires in their name. That's their specialty. Van Alma Tire is all about tires. They have all the name brands and private labels available for you and in stock. So when it comes to getting tires for your ride, it's worth the drive.
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned, Arkansas operated. GoPascal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacalé.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sockeye, papermouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
This
real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home, quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
It's summer clearance sale time at Jelco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Area, Rig, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Jelco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Arkansas football. It's the players running through the A. Hog hats. It's more than 70,000 fans calling Woo Pig Suey.
Yes, sir. Guys, I've got just one thing I want to say to you. Touchdown, Arkansas!
This is your Hog Update on the Morning Rush. Brought to you by Mr. Sparky. Need a licensed electrician to service your home? For one of their local pros, call 888-8-SPARKY.
So Bobby Petrino has had a relationship with Taylon Green dating back to high school. We've heard Taylon talk about it a little bit, but how did the recruiting process go? We had Taylon's high school coach, Coach Michael Odell, join us yesterday, and What was kind of the backstory on that?
Petrino showed interest in Talon, back when Talon was a young guy and guys were coming in, and the first thing they see is a beautiful athlete. And, different people recruit him, and they're like, oh, well, can you play defense? Oh, can you play tight end? Can you play receiver? Everybody just wanted to pull at him because of his athleticism. And Petrino, saw the talent in the quarterback position and the skill set, and it was a no-brainer for him, and they built that relationship. And I know that was very dear to Talon because that's who he is. He's a quarterback. He wants to have the ball in his hands. He wants to lead people. He wants to do all the things, and Coach Petrino gave him that opportunity early. And then that's another reason we talk about all the time, and we talked with Talon, is building relationships, and that's what it's about, is doing right by people and respecting people and building your network. And that's what he did, and it led him to Arkansas.
For the most part, Bobby Petrino has a prototypical quarterback. He likes 6'5", 6'6", 6'7", i.e. the Ryan Mallett, Talon Green. Tyler Wilson is more than that 6'3", 6'4", but you've got several others. Tommy, I think you were gone when Arkansas got that commitment from the class of 2026, Javon Gilmore, South Carolina kid, who's also in that kind of same range or whatever. People wondering about Kane Archer. Kane's about he's 6'1". He's not the height of some of those other guys, but I am curious if that trend continues with Bobby Petrino based on who he's had as quarterbacks and based on who he continually gets to commit and goes after down the road.
And that leads me back to, when you look at a guy like Drake Lindsey who's going to Minnesota, he fit a lot of that dimension and that prototypical big arm, big tall quarterback that can see and has the vision downfield. Makes you wonder if things would have been a little bit different if that change in offense had been a year sooner.
Mm-hmm.
But nonetheless, he has a body type he's looking for. The kid at Conway, was it Grayson Wilson? Is another one that was he 6'4"?
6'4",
so
6'5". Mm-hmm.
There's clearly a box they're trying to check there with height.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we would not fit that bill, Tommy.
No, maybe together.
Combine us a little bit. All right, I was gonna play a Coach Woodson clip. Do we want to play the linebackers clip for the ninth time? Here is Coach Woodson, passing game coordinator for Arkansas's defense on linebackers.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room. Coach T. Will and Coach Jake Trump, they done a really good job in terms of replacing some guys and bringing guys in that fit what we do. So with that, we have to find packages to get more of the linebackers on the field. And that puts 4 linebackers on the field. That's one of the strongest and deepest positions that we have on defense. So again, right now, we're just trying to figure out the best pieces to the puzzle to put the best 11 on the field to give us the best chance to win and be successful.
Music to my ears. Hope it's true. Hope it works out, but that's music to my ears. The linebackers are the deepest and one of the best positions we have. We want to get 4 of them on the field at the same time.
All right. Do you like
music to my ears?
I figured that would be music to your ears, hearing like a steak on the grill or something. But I hope he's not full of what. I hope he's honest about that, because if that's true, you could have a better I got to be honest. I don't think the defense is going to be better than they were last year. And I hope I'm dead wrong, because if you have a better defense you were last year, the offense can't be worse. I mean, you cannot have a worse offense than you had in 2023, and you have a better defense, you will go to a bowl game this fall. Everything that needed to go right last year went wrong. 5 losses in single-digit games. That does not happen most times for college football. You went on the road and should have got pulverized against Ole Miss, Alabama, and LSU. You played them close in everyone. You lost to Ole Miss by 7 and the other 2 by 3. My goodness, if you have a better defense, you will go to a bowl game. Now, some of you want more than that. I get it, but that was Coach Woodson on that. Now, one thing I will, 100%, no doubt about it, I'll believe him on. This Selman Bridges kid, he's going to be like Jalen Braxton last year. Freshman, highly recruited, going to play immediately. Here's what Coach had to say about him from the jump. Let me find this real quick. Where'd it go? There it is.
With Jaheim and Marquise being down, the time that they were down, it allowed for great opportunity for him to be able to step in and go with some of the best guys on offense. And he exceeded the expectations that I had within the scrimmage one. And I'm excited to see the improvement that he make individually between the first scrimmage to the second one. But
I'm telling you, Tommy, that's the kid that's going to be your Luke Hazard, Jalen Braxton from last year. He's the one that the true freshman that is going to play and have an impact on this team. If I had to pick out any one of them, it's him.
Well, and you need step-up play. I just wonder if some of those close games last year, if Luke hadn't been hurt, is he the difference maker? I still come back when people say, why do you believe they can make a bowl game this year? I look at those close games last year. You're not going to get every close game to go your way this year. There's going to be close games again. I just got to believe Bobby Petrino's worth 7 points a game. His architecture of the offense, his play calling, his getting players in the right spot. If the defense can be even par with a year ago, can that result in 2 more wins? I just really believe he'll have that kind of impact on this offense that was close last year. I just think from a personnel standpoint, yes, Rocket was injured and not with you last year, but you don't have him this year. KJ, Taylon Green, different kind of quarterback. I don't know. I mean, if KJ was all we needed KJ to be, he wouldn't be at Central Florida. He'd be at Georgia. He'd be at Texas. He'd be at Tennessee. He'd be at LSU. He'd be somewhere of that level. Mm-hmm. He's not, because he's one-dimensional. So if we've got a 2-dimensional quarterback that fits the system, I've just got to believe this offense can be 7 points a game better, a touchdown better, as a result of just bringing all these pieces together. Can that result in 2, maybe 3 more wins in close games? That's what I'm hanging my hat on. I don't have anything to back that up other than I'm like everybody else. I'm hopeful.
Not doubtful. Hopeful this morning.
Well, I mean, clearly there was massive dysfunction with that offense a year ago internally. You don't change coordinators mid-year unless there's massive dysfunction. Take that out of the equation. That's worth something.
Yeah. All right, that is your Hog Update this morning. It's brought to you by our friends at Mr. Sparky.
You don't have to put up with any malarkey. Call 888-8-SPARKY.
All right, coming up in hour number 3, we've had a big announcement that we've discussed a little this week. We put it out on social media. We shared at the tail end of yesterday's program, Tease.
I got to go put my coat and tie on so I can make this announcement. So
dress up a
Feels
little
like
bit.
I need a sport
You got
coat
to
on
dress
today.
ourselves up a little bit. My morning rush wear is a polo shirt and khaki shorts and tennis shoes, and don't know if I'll ever change out of that, to be honest.
All right, we'll let you in on the news coming up at the top of the hour. Brought to you by APAC Arcola. They have got immediate job openings in Northwest Arkansas. These are the people that build our roads. These are the people that make Northwest Arkansas a great place to live with all the roads that we have, the infrastructure we have. They're a big, big, big part of that. If you'd like to join a team that makes a big difference in Northwest Arkansas, APAC has opportunities right now in a variety of positions. Go to jobs.crh.com. That's jobs.crh.com. APAC is an equal opportunity employer.
I will get to that announcement coming up as we continue on a Bandwagon Tuesday.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The only local, family, and alumni-owned Razorback store.
Yep, our names are on Senior Walk, and we understand what that charging Razorback means.
From new students to season ticket holders, we have everything you need.
From floor coverings, wall art, game room items, and other stuff to decorate your home or dorm room.
To things for your pet or all sorts of clothing, we have it all.
We feature brands like Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Columbia, and many, many others, all in the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, your dad's side's starting to go viral.
Hey, what is that a new thing? Can I get a pill or a shot for that?
Anyway, you can call us at 479-STADIUM or 479-782-3486.
Or drop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baum Walker Stadium in Fayetteville. If you need to, you can shop us online at them Gram things.
Dad, let me do this. What he means is our website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later with sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back, plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors, or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals at WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
This is the Morning Rush.
The best things in life never change. They just get better, like Hardee's Original Bag, just $6.99. Loaded with fries, a drink, and 2 full-size favorites. A juicy charbroiled double cheeseburger, melty hot ham and cheese sandwich, or crispy hand-breaded chicken tender wrap. Choose any 2 plus fries and a drink, all only $6.99. Hardee's Original Bag, loaded with handcrafted goodness. It's the greatest meal deal for your buck. Available for a limited time at participating restaurants.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farm. Now offering same-day crowns. 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here, Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. It's August, it's hot, and it's time to flip the lot. So we're giving you the best we've got. Save up to $6,000 on red tag clearance prices on a fantastic selection of road-ready certified used cars with warranty. Plus up to $2,000 extra for your trade and no payments for 90 days. They've all got to go, right down to the bare asphalt. Get a great deal on a great car now and help us flip the lot. All the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath.
Stop by the Golf Nut today and check out the full line of lab putters featuring Lie-Angle balanced technology. Lab putters were used by 14% of professionals in the 2024 Masters Tournament. All models of the new Scotty Cameron Phantom putters are in stock, including the longer 38-inch model. Come discover the biggest selection of name brand clubs, apparel, and accessories in the region. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, your #1 golf shop for over 30 years.
Whether it's torque, horsepower, or just extreme work, diesel trucks do their job. But when your diesel truck needs maintenance or repair, it's time to head to Extreme Diesel. Everything from standard maintenance to extreme repairs, including injector testing. Extreme Diesel delivers. They have the tools and service for your Cummins, Duramax, or Power Stroke. You trust your truck to deliver on your needs, and you can trust your truck at Extreme Diesel, 6630 Alma Highway between Van Buren and Alma. Check them out on Facebook or give them a call at 651-3363. They're bilingual, now offering CP4 solutions for both Chevy and Ford.
Do you need an attorney that you can actually speak with? You need Hickey and Hole Law Partners. The attorneys at Hickey and Hole understand the importance of client communication and are taking the time to meet you, respond to emails, and return calls. Every case is important, and they strive to give each one the time and attention it deserves. Call today, 479-434-2414, or visit them online at kevinhickeylaw.com. Hickey and Hole Law Partners. Things are about to get better.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, partly to mostly sunny skies. There is a chance of a few scattered showers or storms across the north. Our high temperatures today, upper 80s north, mid 90s south. Chance of showers and scattered thunderstorms tonight, and overnight low will drop down into the low 70s. And Wednesday, back to sunshine, a high in the low 90s north, upper 90s south. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by Forest Grain Incorporated, committed to setting the standard of excellence since 1936.
KERX Paris Fort Smith. The Bud Light Countdown is on. Arkansas football begins in 16 days.
You're a high school football coach in Texas. What is the perception of Arkansas football when you have kids interested in Fayetteville and Coach Pittman's program?
Yeah, I mean, it's down. And, of course, we're surrounded by powers, Texas to our south and Oklahoma to our north. A&M's around the corner. And, we got SMU and TCU in our backyard, and UNT's up the road, and Texas Tech is out west. So we're surrounded with just names and names and names. But Arkansas is unique. It definitely rings a bell. I know Fayetteville's a beautiful place. So I think once kids actually go and see it, it changes their perspective of what they might have thought it was. You do have to pass quite a bit of schools coming from the Metroplex to go there.
Hey, this is Darren McFadden. You're listening to The Morning Rush.
Live from the Busch Light Studios.
Heard all across ESPN Arkansas and hitthatline.com.
Hit that line.
This is The Morning Rush with Ty Richardson, Tommy Kraft, and Chuck Barrett.
You're in need of a serious attitude adjustment, young man. You better get your priorities straight.
Produced by Christian Johnston.
In spite of the juvenile snickers of some, this is a serious matter.
Good morning, gentlemen. Let me rephrase that. You got two gentlemen. You got one ain't earned it yet, has he?
You don't need to wear a ball cap, man. You need to let those golden locks flow.
It's
And we welcome you back into hour number 3. The hour, the moment you all been waiting for. We're going to discuss this big announcement we've been teasing the last day or so coming up in just a bit. And I promise it'll live up to the hype. We'll do that coming up.
Brought to you by Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Appreciate the relationship we have with Lee J and Chris and their entire team. They do a great job of taking care of all of you out there that enjoy the camping life, that enjoy being near your favorite lake or river or mountain or state park, national park right here in our state. They make it easy because every new RV they sell, they give you a lifetime warranty to go along with it, so you can camp with confidence knowing that, hey, anything that might go wrong, they're going to be there to help you take care of it. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Now, I had our trivia question centered around you this morning because as of August the 26th, Thomas Wayne Kraft will have 20 years here.
Completed 20 years.
At ESPN Arkansas.
20
completed years. Coincidentally, Tommy, that lines up with our big announcement this morning.
And, just I want to walk through this because we have in the past and other things claim that when they're going to make a big announcement, it's really about self-promotion and it's really about something that turns out to be, a lot less impactful than what I'm getting ready to share with you. But, the Morning Rush has been such a big part of my adult life. I've been here, as you said, 20 years in 2 weeks, completing and starting my 21st year later this month. This broadcast organization and Pearson Broadcasting and the late Max Pearson and Bruce Hale and Frank Pearson and their families have been such great partners in everything we're doing as the ownership of our stations. 18 years ago, we started the Morning Rush. We've been on in the morning time slot as the Morning Rush for 18 years. You're the fourth different co-host. It's been a very stable cornerstone of what we're doing for a long time. So when an opportunity comes along, as I'm getting ready to share with you, I always first think of how this best serves our listeners, how it best serves our staff and our advertisers as well. When we think about adding programming, when we think about changing programming, I just want to make sure that everyone understands we don't take changes to what you listen to on the radio lightly. We mull them over. We wallow in thought and deliberation, sometimes too long. But let me just cut to the chase here. Beginning on August 26th, in 2 weeks from yesterday, we're going to introduce a brand new morning show with two names you're very familiar with. Two people that have been some of the best to ever do this line of work in the history of our state. Two very talented individuals. And I think two people you're going to enjoy listening to together between 6 and 9. And you say, well, that's what we have now. Well, we're going to improve. We're going to elevate it, all right? So starting August 26th, there's going to be a programming change on the stations you're listening to now. From 6 to 9, we are happy to welcome Bo Mattingly to our team. And Bo, along with Chuck Barrett, who's been with us on the Morning Rush, are going to create a brand new morning radio program that will bring you, insight, information, opinion, analysis, everything you want. Your calls, your interactions on what will be called the Chuck and Bo Show. So what happens to the Morning Rush? What about you guys down there? Well, we're gonna be right here in our place, but from 9 to 11. And then 11 to 2 will be halftime, and then Ruskin and Zach in the afternoon. What this means for you, our listeners, who we are always thinking of first and trying to super serve, is that from 6 in the morning till 7 o'clock at night, Monday through Friday, one of us will be with you. We're going to have local programming for you here in Northwest Arkansas, 95.3 in Fort Smith, 96.3 in Southwest Arkansas, 104.3 in Harrison and Mountain Home, and 99.5 here in Northwest Arkansas, and online at hitthatline.com. So this is an opportunity that we had come our way that I think super serves you, the listeners. So 2 more hours of local programming. And I think, Ty, we got a dream lineup of local shows, and we're excited to get started August 26th with the Chuck and Bo Show. And then we'll get a little bit of reprieve from early morning duty, but be here from 9 to 11.
Listen, what you said's all great and good, but let's just be honest. This is just an excuse for us to sleep in a little bit more, right?
No, not really. Listen, this was not an easy decision for me personally, because this is what I've done for 18 years.
Yeah.
I mean, this is for me a major life change, but in the end, this is great for the people that listen to our radio stations, and we can't do it without you out there listening.
Yeah. All joking aside, I've worked with both Bo Mattingly and Chuck Barrett in different capacities. I interned with Bo back in the day, worked alongside Bart Pullman and Sawyer Radler. Also worked, of course, with Chuck these last 2 years. I know the work, the effort, and the talent that they have behind the scenes. I think they're going to do a tremendous job. I know I'm going to be tuning in starting August the 26th from 6 a.m. It's kind of like, sitting next to the two smart kids for 3 hours right before you take your test, which is going to be the Morning Rush from 9 to 11. It benefits us. And I think about working and listening with Bo's show back in the day. I got to be honest, I didn't listen to sports rap as a kid, but I, of course, listened to Razorback Daily when Chuck did it. I've listened to Give Me the Hawks Chuck podcast. Of course, been a part of this show with him for the past couple of years. Those guys are going to give everything they have from 6 to 9 a.m. It's going to be riveting. It's going to be compelling. It's going to be muscless. It's going to be late to work radio. What does that mean? It means that you are going to be in your car at 8-something or closer to 9 o'clock, or maybe it's after 7, and you're going to be late to the office because whatever they're talking about is so compelling, so drawing, that you're not going to want to leave your car. And, of course, you can listen to them on hitthatline.com or Hit That Line Now app. We want to be clear about this. You can listen to Chuck and Bo's show starting August the 26th on all of our platforms. So that's the benefit, is we've got this huge arsenal of listening avenues, and we're adding 2 guys that have been a part of the branding of this state sports talk radio for a number of years, like 3 decades plus combined, Tommy, if I think I'm doing that math right. So it's going to be awesome. I'm excited about it. I can't wait for August the 26th at 6 a.m. because I will listen to that full 3 hours, and I'll be doing it for the next few weeks and few months. I'm excited about this. Our team's excited about this. But like you said, this is not this was not an easy decision to make by any stretch of the imagination.
I can't, I don't want to get, because, I'm going to be here and the show goes on, but I just can't imagine my life and where it would be if I hadn't happened into the job I've had for the last 20 years and all of the fun and the joy it's brought me. And I'm just honored to be a part of this team. I'm glad to have been part of the decisions to bring people like Matt Jones and Phil Elson on board. And you just think about the lineup we're going to have from start to finish each weekday. Never going to be a reason to change your phone, change your radio. If you want to know what's going on with the Razorbacks, we're going to have it here. And, I feel like the best just got better. So, and that's where I'm at. So if you're just jumping in, Morning Rush is moving 9 to 11. Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly start the Chuck and Bo show August 26th from 6 to 9. So.
And it's not, I know people were possibly under the speculation. I still don't have a girlfriend, Tommy. We've got a couple of texts about that. That is not the big news.
Listen, that will be even bigger news.
That'll be cataclysmic of sorts. But again, we're less than 2 weeks away from their inaugural show.
It's going to be right there with the linebackers are the best part of the team. We will play when Ty. Listen, Ty and I have worked together 6 years. When I actually lay eyes on a female concubine with him, it will be news to all of us.
Concubine?
Yeah, I mean someone that will be at your side.
That's a hooker. A concubine?
Well, I mean, right now we'd settle for that with you, but a companion. Okay, I'll back it.
There you go.
A female companion.
Okay, that was your first ever tie-ism on this show.
Well,
you said one thing, you meant another.
Well, I don't know. But bottom line is, we're excited about the changes we got here, and if Ty ever gets a female companion, we will shut down all the radio stations to let you know about that.
And I get paid the same for doing one less hour radio.
We got to have a conversation about that a little bit later too. Hey, Chuck and Bo aren't cheap, so we're gonna have to make some adjustments.
Oh,
here.
I did the intern crap for free for a year, so I'm not doing this radio for free anymore. I think I've earned that all these years later.
All right, Morning Rush is brought to you by the Fence Man, the company we trust when it comes to any kind of fencing, gates, powered automatic gates, controlled access systems. The Fence Man can take care of you on all that. If you've got a wood privacy fence that you need around your home or property, or you've got a business that needs, big high fence with razor wire on top to keep people like Ty out, they can build that too. If you need controlled access cards to allow people in and out of those gates, codes that you can put in, things that can be sent to your phone to open and close gates. They can do all of that. It's amazing the technology that exists around controlled access, and the Fence Man's got a great handle on all of it. 479-782-3936 is the number. 782-3936. The Fence Man, he ain't afraid of no work.
Pull out your phone and see how many texts. I have 29 texts that are all related to this announcement. See how many you have right now?
A handful. I don't have 29. I'm not as popular as you are.
No, we knew that already. Well, who's popular and more popular than both of us is our friend Tom Murphy, who now joins us here on.
Don't have to listen to Ty anymore. Great move, less Ty.
Is that real? That's
I don't know. Maybe I don't want to read all those.
Well, I figured you'd say those off air. That's one of those things where, the negative things you say off air, but you air the grievances out.
Yeah.
I guess. All right, Tom. We had a chance to listen. You know what? I'm going to play this clip again. This has been the clip of the day thus far, Tom.
Right now, one of our strongest positions is the linebacker room. Coach T. Will and Coach Jake Trump, they done a really good job in terms of replacing some guys and bringing guys in that fit what we do. So with that, we have to find packages to get more of the linebackers on the field. And that puts 4 linebackers on the field. That's one of the strongest and deepest positions that we have on defense. So again, right now, we're just trying to figure out the best pieces to the puzzle to put the best 11 on the field to give us the best chance to win and be successful.
I wanted to play that clip before we get into our conversation again with Tom Murphy this morning.
Tom Murphy is brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Beef, it's what's for dinner.
All right, Tom, so you heard Coach Woodson talk about the linebackers. You've seen him in person. We've got a kind of a Swiss Army knife in Switzer and Worth of sorts. What have you thought about the linebackers thus far? What do you think about Coach Woodson's comments?
Good morning. Always a pleasure. It was a little bit different because when you lose about 4 guys who took a ton of your reps at linebacker, and then you say that that's one of our deepest positions, that means, they recruited well. And then it also means, they got guys out of the portal. And then their current roster, the guys who were on the roster last year, like Brad Spence and Carson Dean, have improved. So you're looking at, when we're out there, it's usually Sorey and Brad Spence. And Spence has played some of that position on the edge. That's kind of a stand-up, the buck. But yeah, Switzer has played some linebacker. And, I think he's been almost exclusively a DB, but he's looked good at linebacker. They like what Steven Dix has done.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Worth is probably more a nickel right now. So, like you mentioned, there's 2 or 3 guys that could be super versatile, and it's really amazing that you went from not having a ton of depth at linebacker and then losing so many, and then now you're talking about how it's a deep position. So kudos to Travis Williams and the staff. I like to hear Marcus Woodson talk. I think he's going to be a coordinator very soon. I like his communication skill. I mean, there's a little bit of coach speak in there, but he also gives you a lot of good nuggets.
Tom, let's talk about Coach Woodson for a sec. So defensive coordinator is always going to get the most love on defense, and Travis Williams, and a lot of that's deserved. But you think about his passing defenses, i.e. in Tallahassee, where they were pretty bad, and all of a sudden he comes in, they're top 10. Last year, or 2 years ago, they're the worst in the country. He's in there a year, they're top 40, if I remember that right. How valuable is he to Coach Williams and this defensive team?
Well, he's been huge. And like I say, I think he's going to be a coordinator one day very soon. I just think he's a great recruiter. When you see him on the field, he's usually having fun. When he corrects guys, sometimes he does it in a funny way when he corrects guys. And then he can be pretty direct as well. But they made huge strides. His numbers at Florida State don't lie. It's 99 spots that Arkansas improved in defensive in pass yards allowed. So that's major, and it's with a lot of the same personnel. You know, when you talk about Dwight McLaughlin and some of the guys you had at cornerback, and then the safeties. And I've always kind of thought that Jaden Johnson and Hudson Clark are not top-level cover guys. So, but they do know the scheme. And what Marcus Woodson's response was, when asked about how did you make such a huge improvement year over year, it was basically everyone believing in themselves and understanding what the schemes were, like being on the same page. And so you can't account for what that means on the field, and it's a big factor for this team. And it will be hard to make a similar, a big rise, but if they can kind of hold that fort and improve on run defense a little bit, then maybe we'll see strides on defense.
Yeah, Tom, when I hear him go through that whole quote and you listen to the whole thing he said yesterday about getting 4 linebackers on the field at once, it makes me think about Stillwater and making a real commitment to stopping the run. That 11 a.m. game against the Cowboys, who are going to bring one of the better running backs in the country against you. Maybe that's maybe I'm reading in too much, but that's what I hear there. Because if you're going to stop middle run in particular, your linebackers better be right there in the middle of everything.
No question. I mean, you got to have. So they're setting up their schemes. You should be able to out-talent Pine Bluff. And if you can't, you got real problems. But you have to be ready for game 2, and whatever it takes to work on the scheme that Oklahoma State's going to throw at you, and that's being able to be versatile up front to try to limit Ollie Gordon. And I think what Auburn and what Missouri did to them in the RPO game last year, the way they tore off the edge, and Arkansas really struggled to defend the edge, I think that had a lot to do with some of the linebackers leaving. And then I think it had a lot to do with how they're scheming up now so as to keep the edge sealed and then have containment and then have linebackers seeing and reacting on the inside and trying to get to Gordon, and then the succession of backs. I mean, Ole Miss will be coming up pretty soon, and Auburn, A&M, so on, that they're going to be good run teams.
Talking with Tom Murphy this morning, brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. Tom, we were talking a little bit earlier. I don't know if you caught any of the interview with Carlton Saffa, who works for Bet Saracen, and Carlton talked about basically this technology that they had figured out with Bet Saracen for a 50-50 deal. Are you familiar with kind of those things in professional sports, maybe amongst colleges, how just they go about not crowdsourcing, but getting money, getting bets, similar to like a lottery system?
Well, I'm hearing more about it. Particularly yesterday, I heard a good deal about it. I'm not, I don't do it. I don't have a betting app. So I'm not familiar with, how it works or anything. But I do catch the drift of what you're saying.
Yeah. So what do you think about that idea, and do you expect it to fall and pass eventually for Arkansas and the NIL efforts that they're trying to get to campus?
Well, as you guys probably saw, as I did over the weekend, there appears to be some resistance. But here's the thing. Entities in the state, I think, should understand that for Arkansas football to be competitive, the NIL has got to come up. And what do you do to fund and, to help produce your NIL with better numbers? I think whatever you can come up with that state legislatures can swallow, can handle, then I think it works out for the university. I mean, they see all these other states that are passing laws that give perks to their NIL. I mean, Missouri has done it. Multiple other states have done it, and Arkansas has got to find a way if they're going to compete.
Yeah. And John Tyson brought this up back at the time when, a few months ago when John Calipari was hired. But, a winning, competitive, exciting football program is an amenity, and if this is the funding that it needs and people are willing to do it, it provides to me a great amenity in our state, Tom, that I think our people really want.
I don't doubt it. I mean, when you compare Arkansas to Alabama, look, Alabama's got a stronger recruiting base and all that, but they have the tradition. I mean, and Arkansas was rocking along in the 60s and 70s with great tradition in football, but I just think that there are more people just invested in being very, very good at football in Alabama. And so Arkansans, they have other pursuits. I mean, hiking and all that kind of stuff. But how much does football mean to you? Some of the old school guys maybe need to pass that along to the younger generation. And because Arkansas football, I'm not going to say it's been in the wilderness. Arkansas's won a couple of West, has competed for the division the conference title here and there. But with the new format, it makes it all the more tough.
Tom, we got to leave it there this morning. We'll talk to you again on Thursday. Our conversation with Tom brought to you by the Arkansas Beef Council. On a cattle ranch, calves aren't only raised by their mother. They're raised by a community of farmers, ranchers, and veterinarians. The welfare of that calf is the top priority of everyone involved. Together, we bring more beef. It's What's for Dinner. This funded by the beef farmers and ranchers. And courtesy of beef, it's What's for Dinner.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Work now, pay later. With sizzling savings at WT Equipment. No money down, no interest, and no payments until 2025 on select New Holland equipment. Choose 0 for 60 or up to 10,000 cash back, plus free net wrap on roll belt round balers. 0 for 72 or up to 10,000 cash back on mid-range tractors. Or 0 for 72 plus an additional 2,000 cash back on a new compact. Work smarter with no money down, no interest, and no payments on your choice of the summer's hottest deals. At WT Equipment, your partner in progress.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
This is the Morning Rush.
This is a public service announcement for hard seltzer lovers. Neutral Vodka Seltzer has arrived. Made with simple ingredients like vodka, seltzer, and real juice. Neutral tastes good. Like real good. So good that you'll never want to drink another artificial tasting seltzer again. Neutral's light and refreshing taste will show you what a vodka seltzer can be. Try Neutral, the one with the umlaut. Copyright 2023 Neutral Distilled Spirit Specialty, Los Angeles, California. Enjoy responsibly.
If you knew all that Jody's Auto Service Centers can do for your vehicle and you...
This video is powered by the pros at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas owned,
Arkansas operated. GoPaschal.com.
Thanks for watching us here on ESPN Arkansas. Download the brand new Hit That Line Now app in the Apple and Google Play stores. ESPN Arkansas, more than just radio stations.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
A dandy white perch. Big old slab. C'est bon, sacale.
One beautiful crappie.
It's a paper mouse.
Some serious crappie.
Nice speck.
We got crappie.
They might go by different names, but all prefer the same thing. Bobby Garland, America's favorite white perch, slab, sacale, paper mouth, crappie, speck, crappie baits.
I call it dinner.
BetOnline is your number one source for all your sports betting needs this season. From baseball, golf, soccer, right to all the top fights in UFC, MMA, and boxing. Every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads while the games are being played. When the game's over, head over to our online casino and get in on a game of blackjack or poker or unwind with one of our over 150 slots games. Head to the website today to get in on the action. Use promo code BELIEVE for your 50% free bet credit on your first deposit up to $250. Bet online. The game starts here.
This song hit number 2 without one guitar. Gary Wright traveled with George Harrison to India for spiritual enlightenment and wrote Dream Weaver, describing God as infinite love and compassion, seeing him through the trials of the night. Of the 330 million gods of Hinduism, not one will get you to the morning light, but only through the blood of Jesus Christ. Satan is a master deceiver, weaving many into make-believers. I'm Pastor Heath from Woodland. Think about it.
Hey, ESPN 96.3 and hitthatline.com. Have you been to Swark Liquor? Trey Gentry and his team have a phenomenal spot. It's the first liquor stop in Arkansas for our Dallas and Texas fans traveling up to the hill. So if you're heading to Fayetteville, the lake, a cabin weekend, hunting, fishing, or any other activity you need your favorite drink, stop by Swark Liquor. And check out their apparel too. You'll want to wear it. Swark Liquor, 864 East Collin Ray Drive in Queen, Arkansas. Swark Liquor, we promise to keep them cold for you.
This video is powered by the pros at Paschal Air Plumbing and Electric. Arkansas
Have all of the over-the-counter allergy remedies to provide comfort. Call 452-6116 and ask about vaccine shot appointment for shingles, pneumonia, COVID, and whooping cough. Law's Drug Store, 6802 Rogers Avenue behind the Outback Steakhouse. Law's Drug Store, open 6 days a week to safely care for you and your family.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
Woo pig suey, and it's fantastic when people call it. Now, if things aren't going well, sometimes they yell woo pig suey, and that isn't real good. That's bad luck. Calling hogs, they go suey.
At the end around, this is Jones, and Jones has some real estate ahead of him. Felix Jones telling everyone to look at his shoe bottoms. Touchdown, Razorbacks. 72 yards of lightning, Felix Jones.
The Gimme the Hogs Chuck podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Brought to you by Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. You can listen to it at hitthatline.com or wherever you hear your favorite podcasts.
Oh, man. All right, good to be back here on a Bandwagon Tuesday. We'll come back and react to the news that we just shared. Again, for those that missed it in the last segment, new programming change here on ESPN Arkansas. Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly. It's pretty... Honestly, you can just know him as Chuck and Bo. I think everyone knows who that is. Taking over from 6 to 9, starting August the 26th, and the Morning Rush will move from 9 to 11. So we'll talk more about that coming up in just a bit. But for now, we talk with our friend Larry Rath of Rath Auto Resources, who I actually got a chance to see yesterday. Got a walkthrough in the Meineke Car Care Center. Got my oil changed. Larry, it was a process. It was quick and easy, painless. Got the text on my phone telling me what I need to maybe look at. They walked down everything, every little detail of kind of how they looked at my vehicle. That's my first time in there, man. It was great.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, Ty. It was good to see you, too. And, yeah, the way they handle that back there in the Meineke with a full inspection every time you bring your car in, they're texting you all the results, right down to the measurements, how your brakes looking, how your tires looking. They're checking that whole car out for you every time. And basically it's a way for you to just quit worrying about your maintenance and repairs. They'll keep you ahead of that, kind of give you a heads up when you need to start thinking about something or watching something. And they do a terrific job, and that's why they just keep growing. That's one of the top Meineke car care centers in the nation. We've talked about that before. We're real proud of Philip and his team back there. But it's because they know how to take care of cars, and most importantly, they know how to take care of people. They'll do a good job of taking care of your car. They'll do a good job of taking care of you, just like they did with Ty. And they'll give you all the information so you can make good decisions about your maintenance and car care. So the Meineke Car Care Center, a great way to take care of your car. Right now would be a great time to trade in your car while we're flipping the lot at Wrap Auto Resources. That means they've all got to go. We've got clearance prices marked in the windshields of every car. You can save up to $6,000 with these flip the lot clearance prices. We've also got up to $2,000 extra for your trade because obviously we got to fill this lot back up when all these cars are gone. Those trade-ins are going to be important, so a couple of $1,000 extra for your trade, plus up to 90 days to your first payment. We're making it so easy. It's everything we've got to make it easy for you to get that vehicle you've been waiting for now at Wrap Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. If you're going to keep your car, bring it into the Meineke. If you're looking to trade, right now is a perfect time. While we flip the lot, Wrap Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center. We're just north of Phoenix on Towson. You can check us out online, wrapauto.com.
And the Meineke Car Care Center, located not just in Fort Smith, but also in Springdale at Rath Mitsubishi as well. I text Larry on Sunday. He got me in Monday, Philip and Tanner, and then I'm going back. I got to get some other stuff taken care of on Wednesday because there were some issues with my vehicle. Luckily, got in a quick another appointment. Larry, appreciate it as always, man.
I think you're low on blinker fluid.
blink.
No, that's you, Tommy. You blinker fluid.
All right. Hey, don't worry. It's only $100.
That's a car joke. That's a car joke.
It's easy. Yeah, it's easy to take care of. Yeah, muffler bearing's probably going out. We'll check that out for you next time you come in.
Ball bearings.
No muffler bearings. So.
Muffler bearings.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Larry.
Thanks, guys. Y'all have a good day. Folks, come to see us.
Hey, I caught that. I know.
It took a minute.
I know that's surprising for you, but I caught that this morning. All right, Ryan in Hot Springs phoned in earlier. He heard the announcement live. Again, one more time. Chuck, Barrett, Bo Mattingly, new morning show, the Chuck and Bo Show, August the 26th. Morning Rush moving from 9 to 11. What's up, Ryan?
Oh, I just want y'all to know I absolutely love it. I cannot stress y'all how mad I was when Bo left. And and this is not a shot at y'all's guys at the in that time slot now, but there's just something about Bo. It's hard to replace, and to hear that he's coming back to the radio show or to the radio is phenomenal. And honestly, I'm glad that y'all are plugging that hole because for the most part, that 9 to 11 slot is just kind of just very meh with what they put out there on for the ESPN. So I'm really glad to hear y'all are going to be in that time slot, and I'll be putting y'all on my YouTube, and I'll just let it play and be able to watch you from till 2 o'clock. So I'm excited about it. I hope y'all have a great day and go Hogs.
And that's the thing about it. So again, their show is going to play on all of our programming across ESPN Arkansas, hitthatline.com, the Hit That Line Now app. A lot of you that have listened to Morning Rush on your drive to work for 18 years now are just going to listen, watch us, and consume us just another way, which is going to be perfect. And you get, again, the benefit Ryan talked about. Listen, Mike Greenberg has more talent in one fingernail than I do in my entire body, but he's never there, right? And you get Arkansas local programming from 6A to 7P, 13 hours a day, Monday through Friday, in addition to all of our pregame shows, postgame shows, all that. You get that every single week. I love sports media. There is not a company in the state, and I'm not taking credit for this. This is all on Tommy. There's not a company in the state that has the arsenal that we have at our disposal with the different talent that he's incorporated over the last 20 years. I'm telling you, this is a great move, and it's going to pay off for us in the future. I can't wait for August the 26th in their inaugural show.
All right, we got plenty more to get to. Your SEC update is on the way. It's Tuesday. That means Arts Barbecue and Burgers is getting those pork chops ready for today. Where can you find a lunch this robust for $9.99? 2 big, thick barbecue pork chops and 2 sides of your choice. You could go onion rings. You could go house-cut fries. You could do a healthier option with their green beans or some of their vegetable options. Their potato salad's great. Their beans are great. But 2 big, old, thick pork chops, $9.99 today. That's the Tuesday special at Arts. Arts Barbecue, Burgers, and More, Rogers Avenue next to Buddy's. They're there from 11 to 8:30, and you can find them at 8203 Rogers Avenue or call ahead at 452-2550 for Arts Barbecue, Burgers, and More.
And Tommy, will Tiger Bait come out of retirement? Something else has to be contemplated.
Arkansas's home for the best sports talk.
Get a lawn extension cord, and I can be on the tube or on the wakeboard behind the boat.
Hey, we do not put hobbits on tubes.
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
Hog fans, this is Matt.
This is Robert.
And this is Elizabeth, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
The only local, family, and alumni-owned Razorback store.
Yep, our names are on Senior Walk, and we understand what that charging Razorback means.
From new students to season ticket holders, we have everything you need.
From floor coverings, wall art, game room items, and other stuff to decorate your home or dorm room.
To things for your pet or all sorts of clothing, we have it all.
We feature brands like Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, Columbia, and many, many others, all in the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole.
You know, your dad's side's starting to go viral.
Hey, what is that a new thing? Can I get a pill or a shot for that?
Anyway, you can call us at 479-STADIUM or 479-782-3486.
Or drop by the store at 989 South Razorback Road next to Baumwalker Stadium in Fayetteville. Or if you need to, you can shop us online at them webgram things.
Dad, let me do this. What he means is our website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go
Hogs.
This is the Morning Rush.
Touchdown, Razorback!
The paint store in Van Buren is still the place to go to when doing the job right really matters. Our unique line of Richards paint products was chosen by me to perform for you. This is Sue, and my 35 years of experience ensures you get the right paint and the right color. That's important to you and me. Thank you for your support. Come see what I'm talking about. 1414 Fayetteville Road, the paint store, Van Buren.
It's summer clearance sale time at Julco Outdoors. Save 25% off summer casual and fishing clothing by Ariat, Drake, Hook, Wrangler, and Under Armour. Old Town kayaks and canoes, marked to cost. Save hundreds of dollars on the Old Town while they last. Archers, get ready for early bow season. Don't miss the summer clearance sale at Julco Outdoors, 4600 South Zero in Fort Smith.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Nothing says summer fun like fishing with a Thill bobber with the family. America's favorite floats by Thill are available in a variety of sizes and colors. These premium balsa wood floats are made by the thousands at Pradco in Fort Smith, Arkansas. They are great at detecting the slightest bites by fish and work great in tandem with crickets and redworms. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. America's favorite floats by Thill.
Dozy Place has now been serving award-winning steaks for over 20 years. Celebrate your special birthday, holiday, person, or just because at Dozy Place. Start with delicious appetizers and your choice of drinks from the largest selection of wines, beer, and liquor in the River Valley. Dozy Place is open Tuesday through Thursday 5 till 9 and Friday and Saturday 5 till 10. Reservations are recommended, so call 784-9111. 784-9111 for Dozy Place, 422 North 3rd Street, Fort Smith.
Are you ready to work for one of the area's premier companies? If so, Forsgren wants to offer you a rewarding new career. Forsgren has been building the foundation of the River Valley for over 80 years. Forsgren is recruiting for experienced concrete finishers, equipment operators, truck drivers, and laborers. Forsgren is a destination point for men and women with a drive toward excellence. Join the Forsgren legacy. Apply now on any device, anywhere at goforsgren.com. That's goforsgren.com. Forsgren Incorporated is an equal opportunity employer.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A at the entrance to Riley Farm. Now offering same-day crowns. 226-3500 for an appointment or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Who can you trust to sell your home for the most money with the least amount of drama? You need a team of agents with decades of experience, commitment, and of course, tens of thousands in marketing. I'm talking about the Limbird team. Tara Limbird, Limbird Real Estate Group, has sold over $1 billion in real estate. Tara's team can give you a cash offer in 72 hours, or use Tara's high-octane marketing to sell your home quite possibly for thousands over asking. Find out more at limbirdteam.com. LIMBIRD.
Your home for every Razorback football, basketball, and baseball game. ESPN 95.3.
But except we've got SEC bias. Deal with it. They're the best.
In the SEC, it just means more.
I know one thing. The SEC just got a little tougher.
This is your SEC update on the Morning Rush.
Alabama got a new golf facility, which was helped designed by Justin Thomas, and it is about as unbelievable as it gets. Tommy, have you seen their new golf facility by chance?
I have not, but I'm willing to go try it out.
I'm gonna say it was like $150 million or something like that. But I keep
build a course for that.
You know your algorithm. Well, it is a course. It's the Alabama College Golf Facility, but it's a course and everything. So it's called Crimson Reserve. And let's see, $50 million. It's only a 9-hole course, 18,000 square.
9 holes, $150 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
Square foot clubhouse, driving range, short greens, 176 acres. Designed with, again, Justin Thomas. You know how your algorithms change based on what you like and what you search and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
My explore page on whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter is food, puppies, and golf. That is what my explore page consistently is nowadays. I would guess yours is grilling of some sort. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lab puppy at some point, little Riggins. But until that, my dad has stressed to get some things in the house in order first before I go into that. Which he's right. He's 100% correct. But
well, I mean, if you want to be, and obviously, his tie is an alumni, but, golf's no different than any other sport. It's just on a different scale and level. Do you want to get the best? And the transfer portal is part of that sport, just like it is football and basketball and the things we focus on. Facilities matter. I've always thought the South and the schools in the South, like we talk about in baseball, always have an edge in golf because you have better weather. But even here in Arkansas, with a great course like the Blessings and a great facility like they have, you still have winter weather. You've got to have a place to go practice. Golf is about repetition, muscle memory, routine. So, it just makes sense. Alabama, with all the success they have, would have some of the best golf facilities as well as everything else that's top notch.
You know what I learned the other day, Tommy, that me and John Tyson have in college? You ready for this?
In
common.
What's that?
We both love milkshakes.
Okay.
Apparently, John Tyson is a big milkshake connoisseur. They do their 4-ball at the Blessings every year, and there's like a milkshake bar. Apparently, Mr. Tyson's a big milkshake guy. So if you
Can't fault him for that.
So I guess we have that in common. We don't have a lot of other in common, but at least we have. At least
he's got better hair than you, but other than that.
All right, let's take it easy. You know what the best part about, again, to come back to our original announcement at 8 o'clock for those that missed it, Chuck Barrett, Bo Mattingly taking over morning starting August the 26th from 6 to 9 a.m. The morning rush moving from 9 to 11. Still have the best hair on the station. At least
debatable. Orange hair is pretty good.
No, but it's it's Nivea and just for men. It's doctored. Mine's pure.
You're in the top three.
It comes out of the shower and it's good to go.
You're in the top 3.
Oh.
So.
All right. Well, that is the Alabama. There's not a lot like SEC wise going through news and stuff, there's nicks, bruises here and there. I saw A&M lost one of their star skill position players for the season, it sounds like. But it's kind of like everything else, just coach speak across Athens and Tuscaloosa. AP pulls out. Alabama's the lowest ranked they've been, Tommy, since 2009. Nick Saban.
5?
Mm-hmm.
At 5.
5.
Yeah. What was it? Remember, you've got it there. Ohio State 1. Or Georgia 1, Ohio State 2, Texas 3, or Oregon was 3. So, Alabama. And then Michigan, who it was the lowest ranked, and I forget how many years, they dropped to 9 in the poll, which the previous year's champion, the last team to be ranked that low the following year is LSU at 6. So, kind of unusual.
Well, they lost. Like, Michigan fans are delusional, including Submit Head, that think they're going to be incredible. They lost Corum, McCarthy, defensive players, Harbaugh. I mean, they'll be good, but they're not winning the national. They're not going back to back.
Did they make the playoff?
I think 3 Big Ten teams get in, and I would say Michigan is that final third. I think it goes Ohio State because they have the best roster outside of Georgia in college football. Oregon's number 2, and that game's going to be nuts. Ohio State goes to the Autzen Zoo this year in Eugene. That's going to be must-watch TV for me. And then I would say Michigan, yes, does make it. I can't see them winning. Sorry, Matt. Can't see that happening.
All right, that's the SEC update. It's brought to you by our friends Kevin Hickey and Brad Hull at the Hickey and Hull Law Partners. They're growing their firm by opening offices in Mena and Central Arkansas. They did that in the last year. They have grown substantially over the last 2 or 3 years, so 4 locations. So whether you're listening in Benton or Bentonville, there's an office nearby to help you. One in Little Rock, one in Mena, one in Northwest Arkansas, one in Fort Smith. Family law is one of their specialties, but they have a team of lawyers with over 7 decades of combined experience. So no matter what your need is, whether it's family law, criminal, civil matter, business matter, they've got an expert to aggressively represent you from your corner. Here's how you get started. 479-434-2414. No matter where you're listening, 434-2414. Call that number. They'll set up your first visit. Or you can get more information about Kevin and Brad and their team at kevinhickeylaw.com. That's kevinhickeylaw.com.
All right, so are you familiar with Mookie Betts, Tommy, and his superstitions? Have you heard about this? So there's this hotel in Milwaukee that it's called the Pfister Hotel, I guess, and he refuses to stay there because it's haunted. And so he rented out this own Airbnb for himself, but evidently, Tommy, it worked because he had a home run yesterday.
She's blasted left field and deep on the track at the wall. Mookie Betts back with a bang.
Are you on the bandwagon of things being haunted? Are there any hotels, any houses, anything whatsoever that you're afraid to venture into because of the scare and the
really.
lore?
I did the nighttime cemetery tour in New Orleans. So, I mean, that stuff doesn't really bother me. I mean, things are spooky. I don't know about haunted. There's a haunted hotel in Eureka Springs. I've not stayed at it, but I know that's an attraction for some.
I believe in the idea of spiritual beings and things being a little quirky and wonky and stuff. So if it has the word haunted in front of it, Tommy, I'm not staying. I would probably be like Mookie and not stay in the haunted hotel. I don't know if that's a Brewers thing where they put them up, or if Los Angeles, the Dodgers organization, where I think he's a Dodger, that they do that but I would probably I'd be like, Mookie, can I split that Airbnb with you? Because I don't know if I want to stay in the hotel of sorts.
You probably don't watch scary movies, horror flicks.
Oh, absolutely not. Scariest movie I've ever seen is Snakes on a Plane, and it's terrifying to me. I hate snakes. Don't know why I thought it was a good idea to watch it. Still have nightmares about snakes. So, ugh. And what's that old?
So what? In your new home, you won't watch a kind of a scary show all by yourself in the new house?
See, that's the other reason why.
Creak.
Why
a door slam?
Why you want a dog? Because let's be honest, if a criminal or a trespasser or something haunted sees me, they're not going to be scared of me. I do find I've had this knife for a while, and it's just been buried away when I lived with a friend of mine. But now it's right by my nightstand. Because, I mean, it's on the last line of defense, you know?
A knife?
Yeah, I'm going to get... I got to do the whole...
Don't bring a knife to a gunfight.
Concealed carry class.
Well, you can do that, but you can have a home defense weapon. You don't need a permit to have a gun in your home.
I thought you had to have one.
Oh, my Lord.
I legitimately, I've never.
This is America, boy.
Yeah, well, I guess that I just need to go buy one then. And
You need what you need is a home defense shotgun. I'll get you hooked up with my uncle down here and get you. That's all you need. Because trust me, I don't want to have to worry about you aiming correctly.
Well, remember, I won the that we're talking about raffles and the 50-50 with Carlton Saffa earlier with Bet Saracen. I won that shotgun, 2 or 3 years ago?
And you sold it.
Yeah. Well, because I had no use for it. I didn't shot one.
You go what do you call it? Mallard blasting?
Mallard
you go
blasting.
duck hunting.
Yeah.
You're a big avid duck hunter.
I've done it one time in my entire life, and it was fun. But I just kind of sat on the sidelines.
You have to drinks. So
you have to have a permit for that. That's why I didn't actually partake.
No, you don't need a permit. You need a hunting license.
What? Same thing. Same difference. Game and fish. People listen.
You don't need anything out of the ordinary. All you need is the United States Constitution, son. You can have a gun in your home. All you need is the Constitution.
Josh said somehow this guy has a degree. I'm sure when my professors or a dean of Fulbright College or the dean of the University of Arkansas, every time they listen to me speak, which they probably already tune it out, but it's just like, how do we let this kid graduate from our prestigious university? He
wasn't an English major, folks.
No, just in broadcast journalism. But yes, now let's see.
Their choices was to graduate you or bring you back for another year.
Yeah, they passed me.
What would you do?
They passed me. Luckily, I got that degree thingamajig in my house somewhere. I don't remember where it's at, but it is somewhere. All right, just circle back again. Big announcement. I'll let you not tease it, but circle back to it while we start out.
Starting August 26th, the morning rush that you're listening to now is moving 9 to 11 to make room for Bo Mattingly and Chuck Barrett and the Chuck and Bo show that will begin August 26th at 6 a.m. So we'll have great local programming for you all day, every hour. Weekdays, Monday through Friday, 6A to 7P. Chuck and Bo show, the morning rush, halftime, Ruskin and Zach. 4 great local shows. Call, text, interact, watch, listen online, use the mobile app. We're here for you as we get ready for another season of Razorback football, which will begin just a few days following this this great change we're making. Great addition. Say change. Great addition we're making.
Yeah, all Arkansas, all the time. Less than 2 weeks. Let's get it going. All right, last thing here in your Bandwagon Tuesday show. We had a chance to catch up with Taylor Green's former high school coach yesterday, and similar to what he had to do when he arrived in Fayetteville, he had to win a job. He was a transfer from Allen High School and comes into Louisville and wins that job. Coach Odell talked about that a little bit yesterday.
He showed up every day. He went to work. He wasn't afraid to be here early and dive into the film room and the study, and he wasn't afraid to stay late and throw to receivers and build that timing. And then the way he carried himself in the building with taking care of his academics and just the person he was, I mean, people naturally gravitated towards him, and he came in and won the job. He came in and earned his respect, and nothing was given to him. And he came in and just didn't bat an eye and took control of our team and really, planted his roots in our community as well. I mean, I know Louisville just loves Taylor.
He's still got a bobblehead of Taylor Green in high school that he has on his desk as we were chatting with him yesterday. But a lot of respect for his former quarterback, and I know he's excited to see what he can do in the Southeastern Conference, the creme de la creme. And he doesn't have Louisville. It's not as far to Fayetteville as it is Boise, Idaho. I'm sure his family's happy about that too.
Well, and a quick flight up. These guys get money for travel now. Get their parents to games. They get money in their pocket to take care of those things. So, we used to say 6-hour drive. Now we say 1-hour flight.
Yeah. Change of pace on that. Well, that's going to do it for us here on the show. We had, again, fun conversation with our friend Tom Murphy, who we always have on Tuesdays. Bruce Stanton had some fun discussing a previous interview with Carlton Saffa of Bet Saracen and kind of what's going on within the world of sports gambling in Arkansas. If you missed that, I would highly encourage you to go back and listen to it in the Bud Light Morning Rush podcast. Really good insight from Carlton on kind of what's going on within Arkansas. So that's going to do it for us. Enjoyed it. What's Your Beef Wednesday coming up tomorrow. The final show of the Morning Rush with Chuck Barrett tomorrow. Don't miss it. It's coming up at 6 a.m. tomorrow.
APAC Arcola and Standard Materials Group has immediate openings in the Northwest Arkansas area. If you're a licensed CDL driver,